This is Mito, and we're kicking it on Big Yogi'Z Garage, the podcast, episode 100.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Big Yogi'Z Garage. Today's my 100th episode, and I got the one, the only, Ramiro Ramirez. What's up, brother? How you doing?
What's up, bro? All right.
All right, so I wanted to have Ramiro on because when I was in prison, something happened and you went to jail. And people was telling me all these stories and stuff. But then when I got out, like I've known you for a long time since you was a kid. So when I got out, we were gonna have a conversation. Every time we had a conversation, I was like, tell me, and then I was like, no, don't tell me. One day we're gonna record it, right? Mm-hmm. I always told you one day we're gonna record it. We're gonna tell a story. You're gonna tell me the story on camera. So Ramiro, like, tell me the whole story of how what happened that day. I want you to start from like as much as you remember that day, and then tell me your part of the story, and then tell me like a little bit about that. So how did the day start?
All right, so it was April 15th, 2016.
Okay.
Just a normal day. Worked. I used to work second shift.
So, but we're recording this. What is this?
This is April 17th, so it's 8 years and a day since the incident.
8 years and 1 day since the incident. Okay.
So, it was April 15th. I was at work. You know, I get off late. I used to work second shift. I got off about 11 o'clock. Get a call from my buddy Jimmy. Hey, what you doing? A couple of our buddies are in town. Mm-hmm. They're at the bowling alley on Star. You know, let's go visit them. I'm like, all right, I'm getting ready to get off. I'm gonna come by and pick you up and we'll go visit them. So we get there. We had stop and got pizza. You know, we're eating outside the bowling alley. Mm-hmm. My buddy Beijing comes outside, talk to us while we're eating because they don't let us bring pizza in the bowling alley. So we're just sitting there talking, you know, hanging out, and next thing you know, we hear a commotion across the street. Mm-hmm. It was a guy and a girl. They were fighting. So we're sitting there and we're listening for a minute. Next thing you know, it starts to get physical. So Beijing's like, hey, you know, cut it out. What are you doing? You know, leave her alone, whatever, let her leave. Because there's a house that sat across the street from the bowling alley, and next to the house was a parking lot. Mm-hmm. So her car was parked in the parking lot, and he's like, hey, let her go, you know, let her go to her car or whatever. Next thing you know, the guy turns on Beijing. Hey, whatever, leave us alone, yada, 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 calls him a racial slur. So he goes up, starts recording him, you know, not really getting in his face, but just getting more closer, saying, hey, you know, let her go, you know, leave her alone. Mm-hmm. The guy then comes at him, starts chasing him. He chased him all the way down the street, almost to the gas station. Mm-hmm. You know, Beijing is just walking backwards, running away, because if he would have actually punched the guy, he would have knocked him out, because the guy was so drunk. Mm-hmm. So then, next thing you know, the guy turns and walks to his house. Beijing then starts walking back to the car. Next thing you know, the guy's coming out of his house with a gun. So we look over, we see the guy with the gun, we hurry up and jump out of the car. Me and Jimmy are sitting in the car, we jump out, go around the front, and we're hiding behind the car. At this time, I was 23, mm-hmm. and I had got my CCW, never mm-hmm. been in trouble, never did anything, you know. Got my CCW because you never know what to expect in the streets nowadays. Mm-hmm. So I didn't get it to be cool. I didn't get it to flash it around. I got it specifically to protect myself. Mm-hmm. So the guy comes out the house with a gun. He got a shotgun. Now, mind you, we're behind the car across the street at the bowling alley. He's across the street at his house. Mm-hmm. It's about midnight. You know, if you're familiar with that area, it's not real good lighting. Mm-hmm.
Start.
So we just see him across the street with the gun. Next thing you know, he cocks the gun. I pull my gun out. I got it on his face. I have a laser on my gun. Mm-hmm. Pointing at his face, you know, put the gun down. Don't do it. You know, don't do it. Put the gun down. Next thing you know, he pulls the trigger. I hear a click. I thought it misfired. Next thing you know, I shoot 9 times. I shot at him 9 times, I hit him 3 times. Mm-hmm. He stumbles in the house, you know, collapses in the house. All you hear is screaming. his girlfriend screaming inside the house. So what I do is I hurry up and call 911. Hey, I just shot a guy. He had a gun. Let him know what happened. They show up. They're like, where's the guy? Where's the guy? I'm like, he's in the house. So they push inside the house. They see the guy on the ground bleeding, blood everywhere, lady screaming. They call paramedics. They're looking for me like, hey, who shot the guy? I'm like, I shot him. They're like, where's the gun? At this time, the gun's in the center console because when they pull up, I don't want to have the gun in my hand. So I put it in the center console of my car. They put me in handcuffs. Paramedics come, tape off the scene. At this time, everybody's coming out of the bowling alley. You got people coming out their houses. It's just crazy chaos. So they got me in the back of the car, and I can see because they parked right in front of the guy's house. Got me in handcuffs, got me in the car. Next thing you know, the paramedics are wheeling him out the house. At this time, I'm like, dang, he's dead. But he wasn't. I can see him like bleeding. I don't know, basically like fighting for his life, like he was gasping for air. So it's just like, I'm freaking out. I'm like, damn, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So they put him in the ambulance, take him to the hospital, put me in the car, take me to downtown to the safety building. They take Jimmy, they take Mike, they take some random person walking down the street who had just happened to be there, and they take the girlfriend. They take all of us to the safety building. At this time, it's midnight, 1 a.m, somewhere in between there. So we're sitting there all night. They're interviewing everybody one by one by one. They come in to interview me. It's probably about 7 a.m. I've been sitting there all night. So
you're like the last one.
Yeah, I'm the last one. They're like, they was telling me all night. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? They're like, we're trying to get in contact with, I think it was the district attorney maybe.
Yeah,
to figure out what they're gonna do with me.
Yeah, because that's who decides which way to prosecute you.
Right. So then finally they come in. They say, hey, we got to interview you. They interview me. I tell them what happened. At this time, I didn't know. Like Mike told him, hey, lawyer, I want to see a lawyer. I want to talk to a lawyer. Even though I didn't do anything wrong, I was protecting myself and him and Jimmy, all of us. He still didn't want to say anything to basically get me in trouble just in case, even though I wasn't wrong. He just didn't want to risk it.
Who was that?
Beijing.
Oh, Beijing.
I call him Mike, Beijing.
Yeah.
Same person.
Yep.
So they interview everybody. They come in, they're like, hey, they said we're going to send you home. Mind you, it's probably about 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'm tired, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to lay down. I'm freaking out. So they take me home. They drop me off. But before they leave, the detective's like, hey, by the way, that guy passed away.
Damn.
So I'm like, what happens next? He's like, we'll be in touch. Week goes by, 2 weeks, I think almost a month. I'm in touch with this guy. What's going on?
So you only did jail that one night?
I didn't go to jail. I was in the safety building. They didn't take me to the county.
Okay.
So I was in the safety building from like, I don't know, 1 a.m. till like whenever they took me home.
Just figuring everything out.
Yeah. So.
And they figured out it was like self-defense.
Yeah. At that time, it was self-defense.
That's why they let you out.
Yep.
Okay.
So after they took me home, they're like, we're gonna be in touch. So we were in touch for the next couple of weeks. I figured out that they were gonna take it to the grand jury. By this time, I didn't have a lawyer. I didn't have anybody on standby. I've never been in trouble. I don't know how this goes.
Yeah.
They told me, we're just going to take it to the grand jury and we'll figure out what's going to happen from there. They take it to the grand jury and I'm calling this detective, hey, what's going on? What's going on? They're like, they're deliberating. About 5 o'clock rolls around. I'm out to eat at San Marcos with one of my buddies. My brother calls me like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing, just over here eating. He's like, did you see the news? I'm like, no, what's going on? He's like, they just indicted you. It's on the news. I'm like, oh shit. What's going on? So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna call and see what's going on. So like I said, it's about 5 o'clock. By the time he called me, about 5:30. I'm gonna call the detectives, trying to get in touch, see what goes on from this point. Calling him, nobody's in the office. I call the office, say, can I get in touch with anybody who can tell me where do I go from here? They're like, nobody's in the office, nobody's in the office. So I just leave a message. So mind you, that night, I'm just like, man, are they gonna come kick my door in? Are they coming to get me? I don't know what's gonna happen. So I'm at home. I think I went out that night. I'm just like, man, I'm just gonna go have some fun, like, you know, get my mind off this.
Yeah.
Went out, got back home, woke up the next morning about 6:30. He's calling me, the detective. Calling me. I'm like, what's going on? He's like, you know, you need to come turn yourself in. I'm like, how does this work? Do you guys come get me? Do I come down there? He's like, I got people in the area already. They'll be there in 5 minutes. And I'm like, hey, give me 10 minutes. Let me brush my teeth. Let me get up, you know, get situated. He's like, all right. By the time I got off the couch to go to the bathroom, they're already walking up to the house. So I'm like,
detectives?
No, the U.S. Marshals.
Oh, U.S. Marshals.
So I'm like, damn, was they waiting to come get me? Were they watching me the whole time? I don't know. So the marshals come, I let them in. You know, they were cool. You know, I'm like, hey, let me just brush my teeth. You know, let me put some clothes on, and I'll be ready. They're like, okay. They're sitting at the front door. So I get situated. They're like, hey, you can take a paper with you, write phone numbers on it, so that way you know who to call when you get down there. I'm like, all right. I write a couple phone numbers down. Boom, boom. At the time, I was with my ex-girlfriend. You know, I tell her, hey, I don't know what's gonna happen. Make sure you call my dad. Everybody was telling me what's going on. So they took me downtown. I got processed. I was sitting there. This was a Friday. I was supposed to go to court that morning, that Friday morning, because they came and got me so early, and didn't end up going to court. So I sat in the bullpen literally all weekend. And if you've been in the county, you know that bullpen is all concrete, and they never turn the lights off.
Dude,
so I'm just like, what's going on? Like, what are you guys doing with me? I'm sitting in here, people coming in and out, drunk people. It's just, I'm irritated.
Drug addicts, everything.
Yeah, it's nasty in there. So Sunday comes, they're like, you got court Monday. But they take me upstairs in the middle of the night. Now, I think it's the 6th floor. They put me in single cell. There's all single cells up there. Take me upstairs, put me in my cell. I'm just like, you know, what the hell's going on?
It's like the high security floor. There's like an open pit, but everyone has like a single cell.
Everyone has a cell.
Yeah.
So I'm like, God damn, what's going on? They're like, you got court tomorrow, Monday. Boom, you know, you figure out what's going on. Monday comes, get up early. They bring me breakfast at like 6 a.m. Maybe be later, 6:30. But I'm up. I'm ready to go to court. I'm like, damn, it's cold in here. It's fucking freezing. I ain't got no clothes because you got to wear all white under your clothes. So I'm just in a jumpsuit and my boxers. You know what I'm saying? And a good thing I had socks because they don't give you socks. So I'm in.
Yeah, people have to send that stuff in.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I'm sitting at the, like in the big pod, there's like a couple benches. You can sit in there with a table with little benches and one little tiny TV. I'm sitting there waiting, like, you know, what's going on? They're calling people for court. Boom, boom. 9 o'clock comes. They're like, these people got court. They didn't call me. So I'm like, all right. They're like, maybe you go to court at noon. So I'm like, all right, no big deal. These guys come back. 11:30 comes. I'm like, I'm going to court. They're like, no, you're not going to court. You're going to court Wednesday. They bonded me over. So I started in municipal court and they sent it to common pleas. They waited from Friday. They could have sent it to common pleas from Friday. So I went on Monday, but they waited till Monday to send it. And I didn't go to court till Wednesday. So I'm sitting in there all weekend just like wondering like what's going on. Finally, I get a lawyer. You know, I call home. I get, you know, my sister, my dad, Jimmy. You know, they put some money together. And they go get me a good lawyer. So at this time, I'm ready for court on Wednesday. I talked to him. He's like, yeah, you got court Wednesday. I'll see you Wednesday morning. Mind you, I never met this guy. So I'm like, man, I hope he's the real deal. And it turns out he was. You know, Jerome Phillips, if you know him, you know he's one of the sharks. So I meet him Wednesday when I'm at court. Before they take me to court, we have to go downstairs in the holding tank. It's like a cage, bunch of people in there. They say, you got court. Start lining us up, you know, shackling us up. So they take me down the elevator. We get to the bottom of the elevator. They're like, you, come here. I'm like, what's going on? They're like, get up on that chair. So I had to put my knees up on a chair like this. They shackled my ankles. They shackled my hands. They shackled them to my side. And then they tied me to somebody else. So I'm walking like a penguin.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
They're taking me through the tunnels. You know, there's tunnels that go from the county to Common Pleas.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally get an elevator to take me upstairs. We get to court. I'm walking in like this. You know, my family's freaking out. Like, what's going on? What is this?
Yeah.
So they finally get me in. They put me in the gallery, whatever. And call, you know, each person name by name. You're up, you're up, you're up.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, it's my turn. They're like, what's his charges? Read my charges. You know, my lawyer's like, presents the case, whatever. Next thing you know, they're like, what's his history? What's his background? They're like, he has one ticket for his dog getting out.
Mm-hmm.
When I moved to my house, my dog jumped the fence. The warden came and got my dog, and they fined me for it.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've ever been in trouble.
Your whole life.
My whole life.
Yeah.
And, you know, he you can tell he was like, it was something new to him, to the judge. He's honestly, he was expecting me to have a crazy background because of my charge.
Mm-hmm.
And he just, I don't know if it was like a smirk or he was just like, you know, whatever. But they gave me my bond.
Mm-hmm.
So before I even walked out of court, my dad, he's like, where do I bond him out? Literally, he walked right across from the courtroom and paid my bond right across the hall.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, cool, I'm finally getting out. So they take me back to the county. I'm sitting there, I get back, I pack all my stuff up. I thought it was gonna be a quick process. Like, oh, I'm about to get out of here. I'm gone.
Nothing's a quick process.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there. A couple guys are like, what happened? They're like, I'm like, I got bond. You know what I'm saying? I bonded out.
So, but hold on, what was your charge right there?
At that point in time, my charge was voluntary manslaughter.
So that's when they picked you up.
That's what they initially charged me with.
Voluntary manslaughter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they charged me with that. I got a bond. It was a low bond. I'm not gonna say how much, but it was a low bond. My dad paid it. You know.
Okay, hold on, because between you were at first it was self-defense, and then it turned into voluntary manslaughter.
After they took it to the grand jury.
The grand jury is the one that chose to take it to the involuntary manslaughter?
I don't know if they chose the initial charge or the detectives chose the initial charge to charge me, but that was my charge.
Okay.
After the grand jury indicted me.
Okay.
That's what they indicted me as.
I just want to get that right. I didn't know exactly how that went.
So they took me back to the county. You know, I get back, they're like, you make bond. I'm like, yeah, I made bond.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, what'd you get charged with? And, you know, I don't know these people. I'm not telling them nothing,
Yeah.
you know. I go pack my stuff up in my
They're not
cell.
even supposed to be asking you.
Yeah, I'm packing my stuff up in my cell. News comes on around noon. They see me on the news. Everybody's looking at me. And I'm just like, I'm going home. They couldn't believe it. You know, there's guys in there with $100 bonds and can't bond out.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, this is crazy. Like, you know, like, I feel bad for y'all, but in a sense I don't, because I got to worry about myself first.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had guys like, hey, pay my bond, I'm going to go to court. I'm like, dude, I don't even know you.
Yeah,
like, what are you talking about? So I give all my stuff away. I get this one guy my sock. He had no socks. You know, I'm going home. He can have my socks. But I got my blanket, my extra stuff. So boom. I'm waiting. They didn't let me out till probably about 7, 8 o'clock at night. Mind you, I went to court at 9 in the morning.
Yeah. So
I'm waiting all day. I didn't eat that tray. I didn't eat nothing. Like, here, you can have it all. I don't want. I'm going home. I'm starving. Like, by the time they came and got me, I'm starving.
Yeah.
So they take me downstairs, you know, to process it and give my stuff back, let me loose. They let me right out the front door. So I call my ride, boom, pick me up. I go straight to Marco's Pizza. Like, I'm hungry. Give me some pizza.
That's Jose's thing.
That's his thing.
Yeah.
Always wanted pizza.
Mito got me a hat that says Team Jose, and we put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mito. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's for me. I get to keep it.
Yeah.
It's going to stay right there.
No, right.
All right, keep going. So you went and got some Marco's Pizza, right?
Yeah, so I went and got some Marco's Pizza. Went home. You know, my family came by, checked me out. Hey, you know, you all right? What's going on? Boom, boom. I'm good. You know, I don't know what's going to happen. So I get all my family together. We have a little fire. You know, I get everybody together like, hey, I don't know what's going to happen. I need you guys all here together. You know, like put our differences aside, you know, because big families, you know, sometimes you have problems.
Yeah, yeah.
But nothing gets in the way of the real issue and the fact that we're a family.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, that's what we are.
Yeah, and then at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We're all like, we can all have differences, but if something goes wrong, we all have to stick together as a family,
Right.
To get through that thing.
Right. And that's what my family did. They put their differences aside and everybody came together.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So a couple weeks go by, I call work. At this time, I just got a new job, real good job. Not allowed to have felonies, no background, no nothing. So talking to them like, hey, you know, I'm having a hard time because I seen some really gruesome stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was messing with me mentally.
So that going through all that really, like, if you felt like, how were you feeling? Because of going through that and killing somebody, you know what I'm saying? Even though it was self-defense, was it like mentally draining towards you?
At the time, when it initially happened, you don't really think about it. You know, you just think about it's either me or them.
Yeah, at that moment.
But after it's all said and done and, you know, everything settles, you just sit back and think about it like, dang, like I just did this to this person. You know, what's their family going through?
Yeah.
Because I lost my brother, so I know what they're going through. You know, I know the feelings they're having, you know, the hatred they're having, the sadness. And I'm just like, dang, I was in that position. And now they're in that position because of me.
Yeah. Did you reach out to the family and stuff?
No, it wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I don't, how do you say, I don't want them to come at me a certain way. You know, even though I'm trying to be genuine and show remorse, it's still, when you feel that sense of loss, you don't really think about things. You just know that your loved one is gone. And the person who took them is trying to reach out to you. And it just makes you angry.
Yeah.
So
did you help with any of the, like, anything with like the cost of anything or anything?
Yeah, like when I was going to court, you know, I went through trial and everything. I ended up paying for the funeral.
Oh, okay.
I offered that on my end from part of my restitution. Like, hey, I'll pay for the funeral. It's my fault. I'll take the expense and I'll pay for it.
So there is that is a little sign of reaching out, even though maybe not like reaching out verbally, but you
it was sort of indirectly. Like,
you feel some remorse.
Yeah, so they knew, like, you know, I didn't really want to do this, because if you sit there and think about it, you don't want to kill nobody.
No.
But at that moment in time, you just think of one thing: this guy got a gun pointed at you. What are you gonna do? Yeah. So, and
you just have went through all that training, and when you took your CCW, they train you of if this happens, this is what you can do and stuff like that.
Yeah, they tell you what you can and can't do. But honestly, the bottom line is, this is what they told us: it's either you or them. You know. Yeah. And it sucks because if it's them, then you're left to deal with the consequences. And if it's you, then your family has to deal with what you could have probably prevented, but you chose not to. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So it's a lose-lose. There's no winning when it comes to that. Yeah. The only thing you win is you're still alive. But like I said, you got to deal with the consequences. Yeah. Damn. Shit. Yeah. So it's tough.
Yeah, that's a hard position to put to be into when someone has a gun on you, right? Yeah. Because you have to unload. If not, you're gonna die. You're never gonna be here for your family again. Yeah.
And you know, and after, like, my dad, this was at the time, it was 6 years, almost 6 years of losing my brother. Yeah. My dad already lost a son. Yeah. And watching my dad go through that and deal with that and still continue to deal with that to this day. Like, you know, 8 years ago, it was more fresh. Yeah. And it was real tough on him. Yeah. And my mom, my brothers, my sisters, like everybody in the family. And for him to lose another one, it wouldn't have been good, I don't think.
Is that a reason why you thought that you needed a CCW and all that? Because I've never dealt with guns, but like, what was the reason that you felt like you had to be armed all the time?
I say it's
Like our whole surrounding around
just
here.
where we grew up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and times are changing. You know, I'm saying like some kids, like, you know, everybody has altercations, everybody. You know, old, young, you know, healthy, not healthy. But nowadays, like, everybody has a gun and they want to shoot. You know, they don't want to fight. Even if it means taking a loss, taking a win, they can't bear that sense of embarrassment. Oh, you got beat up. Can't take the loss on the chin and keep moving. They feel like they got to shoot somebody, so that way they don't have to deal with, you know, people make fun of them, the embarrassment, stuff like that. You know, back in the day, people are knuckling up. You take a loss, you get up, you walk away. That's what you do. But now it's not the same.
No.
And I think everybody knows that.
Yeah. Okay. So I just want to ask you one more thing real quick before we keep going with the story. That night you pulled out your gun, but before that night, were you like pulling out your gun, playing around with it, or you know what I'm saying? Were you the type of guy that was just like, or did you ever get in any other situations where you had to pull out your gun before that night?
Never. Nobody even knew I had a gun unless they seen it.
Yeah.
And that by seeing it, I mean, like if I had it in my holster and my shirt was over, you know, came up on accident, I wasn't out showing it like, oh, look at me, I got a gun. I feel tough. No, I'm not that kind of person.
Yeah, no, you're not.
So
I know you're not, but I just want to,
because
the viewers.
you wouldn't know I had a gun unless I told you, or unless you seen it on accident. You never know.
Yeah, because you're not a person to be flashy. You're more of a serious guy. You like to joke around too, but like around people, you're more of a serious person and stuff like that.
I don't go looking for problems.
Never.
You know, and even now, I still try to diffuse a situation and go another way about it. I don't want any problems. Not with anybody. It's not me bowing down or being soft with people. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
You know, if you feel like you got to try to overpower me and try to be tough with me, hey, you got it, man. I don't want no issues.
Yeah,
you know, whether you're going to whoop on me or I know I can whoop on you still, I don't want no problems.
Yeah, you're trying to be the bigger person. And you're a great mentor to a lot of people. Because even to me, even when I've had my things, I wrote things on Facebook and you've always messaged me and say, yeah, Yogi, you know what I'm saying, this, that, you know. You've always been there for all of us. So, and you're very respectful to all of us. And when I heard that happen, dude, I was like, no way. That was the last thing. Someone told me that when I was in jail, someone told me that happened. I was like, oh my God, there's no way that was Ramiro.
Yeah.
Then the officer told you, we're gonna go back to the story. The officer told you that, it was the officer or detective? We told you that the man passed away, right?
Yeah.
All right. So where do we go from there?
So when he told me that, that's when reality really set in. Like, man, this is about to get serious. It was serious at the time, but it was really about to get real serious. So that's when they took it to the grand jury. You know, they indicted me, took me to jail. I bonded out. They picked me up on a Friday. I bonded out on a Wednesday. I was in there for 5 days? Never been to jail. Been in the juvie a couple hours, you know, just little stupid stuff when I was a kid, but never actually been in a jail. So it was all new to me. I wouldn't say that I was scared, but I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect. You know, I see movies and I hear people talk about it. But in reality, jail is what you make of it. How you carry yourself, how you speak to people. That's all it is. So I bonded out, go home, put work on hold. My work puts me on hold until I go to actual pre-trial and trial, which is, it was my first court date was a few months after. You know, we go in, they're like, hey, you guys ready to come to a decision on what we're gonna do next? No, you know, they postpone it for another month, 2 months. Go to pre-trial, you know, guilty, not guilty. Not guilty, obviously. Next move is, are we gonna take it to trial? So that's what we decided to do.
Because they were trying to give you a plea bargain or something?
They didn't offer any plea.
Oh, okay.
At this time, I was charged with voluntary manslaughter, 2 gun specs. Mandatory time comes with gun specs. So I think it's 1 to 3. I had 2 of them.
But if you have a CCW, why are they charging you with the guns?
I think because I used a weapon to kill the guy.
Oh.
But I couldn't figure it out either. Like I said, it was all new to me at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I had 2 gun specs. Voluntary manslaughter was felony 1. I think it was 2 to 11.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at 6 years off rip, plus a 2. When it boiled down, they were trying to give me 10 to 14 years.
Damn.
So I had no choice but to take it to trial because I feel like I wasn't wrong.
Mm-hmm.
When you look in the details of the case, everything I did was right. Mm-hmm. And everything that the decedent, the guy that passed away, was wrong. You know, I don't want to bash anybody or anything, but in reality, it was wrong. Mm-hmm. So went to trial. I think trial started the week of January 10th, 2017. Mm-hmm. So now we're almost a year to the date that the incident happened. It was April 2016. Mm-hmm. We're in now January 2017.
Okay.
This whole time I'm on bond. I bonded out 5 days after the incident, so it would have been April 16th the incident happened. Grand jury indicted me in May, and then I bonded out 5 days later after they indicted me. So I'm already out 7-8 months on bond. No incidents, no tickets, no police contact, nothing. Go back to my normal everyday life. But now I got this thought in my head, like, what's gonna happen next? You know, I'm carrying this burden, like I gotta look over my shoulder. I don't know who this guy's related to. I don't know what their next move is gonna be. I don't know anything. So now I'm on edge. So the entire time I just sit back, work gave me time off until I went to trial. Gave me the whole time off, paid. I was at home just focusing on the case. I used to meet with my lawyer once a week, sometimes twice a week if I had any questions. They gave me the discovery, they gave me the indictment, they gave me files on top of files of paperwork. I'm going through all of it, doing my homework. My lawyers are doing their homework. We get together, we, cross-reference notes, see what's what, what's right, what's wrong, getting ready for trial this entire time. So when January comes, we're ready. So when we go to trial, it started on a Monday. It lasted 5 days, from Monday to Friday. Monday morning we go in, opening arguments, everybody pleads their case. The
whole jury, everything, all that?
They do the jury selection. I think it's like 40 people. They boil it down to 12. We don't want this guy because of this reason, no argument. You guys don't want him because of this reason, no argument.
So you went through all that stuff?
Everything. We handpicked the jury, we picked our guys, they picked their guys, everybody got together, boom. Now, when you pick a jury, these are just random people from all over, wherever they come from. They don't know you, they don't know where you come from, they don't know what you're about. All they see is a face and a charge. So I'm thinking to myself, like, these people see me, a young kid with a gun, killed an older gentleman. They're like, he's a cowboy, lock him up. Because that's how people think, In reality, that's not me.
No.
So it's tough. It's really tough. When your life is now not yours anymore. You have no say-so. You can get up and walk out that courtroom, but they're going to come get you. And that's if you get out that courtroom. So you're stuck there, and they get to tell you whether you're going to jail or not knowing anything about you. So we finally get our jury selection. Everybody's ready to go. Opening arguments. We plead our case. They plead their case. And I think that's what happened day 1. Day 2, I think that's when we start calling witnesses. They have their witness, which is the girlfriend of the guy who passed away. We have our witnesses, which is Jimmy, Mike, and the random person who was just happened to be walked by. Nobody knew him. He just ran a person.
Okay.
Never came to court, so that didn't help anybody.
Oh, he never came?
Nope.
Okay.
Never showed up. So we have detectives, officers on scene. We have coroners, we have ballistic specialists. You know, people checked the trajectory of the bullets, where they came from, because they said that I shot the guy through the door in the house, which wasn't possible, because how would I have known that he had a gun if he was in the house the entire time? You know, that's the case that they tried to plead.
Oh, okay.
So that was wrong. You know, the facts weren't there. They said there was no blood on the porch, but there was blood on the porch, because when I shot the guy, he stumbled in the house and collapsed in the house.
Okay.
But there was blood on the porch.
Okay, so they were arguing that you shot him inside the house after he closed the door?
Yeah, that I shot him through the door. He was in his own home, and I shot him through the door, which was wrong.
That's not, you did not do that, right?
No.
No, you shot him.
No. I didn't even know the guy had a gun until he ended up coming outside with a gun. Because remember, I said that he was arguing with Mike. Mike was running away from him because he was so drunk. He ended up going back in the house. If he would have stayed in the house, it would have been done and over with. It was done. The argument was done. Everybody moved out their separate ways. But he chose to come back outside with a gun. And I had no choice but to do what I had to do.
Yeah.
So when they brought the specialist, he even told them, you know, that's false. He was outside. You know, they brought the coroner in. Coroner, I think, did like 2,000 autopsies. Like, you know, he told him exactly where I shot him, because they tried to say I shot him in the back as he was going in the house, which was false, not true. So the coroner clarified that, said no, that's not what happened. He said the guy was shot and spun around when he got hit with a bullet, and then he got shot again. I wasn't shooting him while he was going in his house. So we did days and days of just testimony. Everybody telling their side of the story. You know, people on the stand for 5 minutes, some people on the stand for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. You know, then it comes to a day where when they do the coroner report, they do pictures. Tons and tons of pictures, and it's really gory. Like, I said that at this time, like, I was just having like mental issues from all the stuff that I seen. And when they put that stuff up on the projector, they told everybody, like, hey, we're gonna show these pictures. If you want to get up and leave now, you can. Because it was gonna get real, real vivid. Like, you were gonna see a person, how do you say? Basically, like, an autopsy is where you see every bit and part of everybody's body, and you see some really nasty stuff. And as this was going on, I just put my head down. I couldn't look at it because I already had went through it, because they give everybody a copy of all the evidence and everything. Our side, their side. We get everything. So I'm already going through this. I've seen all this stuff over and over. It starts to mess with me a little bit. Like, I get to shaking. Like, I'm just like, I'm kind of like freaking out, but I'm trying to keep my composure at the same time. Because when you're in court and they're trying to portray you as a killer, they will get in your face. They will scream at you. They will yell at you and point it. The prosecutor was in my face pointing like this. If I wanted to, I could have went out and slapped his hand. That's how close he was. Trying to portray to the jury like the kind of person I am.
Yeah, like you're some thug or something.
Yeah, it's not true. The whole time I sat there with a straight face. Didn't smirk, didn't smile, didn't break eye contact. I'm looking at him in his eyes the entire time. But I can't say anything. I just have to sit there and take it. So day 3 comes after all these, you know, people get interviewed or they get put on the stand. Day 3 comes, we file a motion to get the case thrown out. You know, it's sufficient evidence. They deliberate for a little bit. You know, they come back like, hey, we can't throw it out because of this reason, this reason. So we keep going. So we go.
What were the reasons, though? Why can't they?
I don't remember.
Okay.
But they try to compare my case to a bunch of other cases.
Oh, yeah, they compare it to, like, this case versus this case type deal?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean.
But I don't remember exactly why they couldn't.
Yeah, absolutely. Just keep going.
But yeah, so
much information to remember every little detail.
Yeah.
You know?
So Thursday comes, we're getting close to the end of the trial date. They're like, we're gonna finish up here today. Mind you, we didn't finish. We went into Friday. Friday morning, I get there probably about 8 a.m. Court starts at 9.
This whole time you're free, right? You're just coming to
I'm
court,
free. I'm
you're
going
from
to court,
home.
I'm going home.
Okay.
Going to court, going home.
Okay.
So I get there by 8 a.m. You know, third floor lights are still off. There's light coming through the ceiling. I don't know what that's called, skylight. And I'm sitting there in the dark. You know, I'm twiddling my thumbs. I'm, you know, just nervous. Every day I would get up before trial. I get in the shower. I get to throwing up because I'm so nervous. I go to court, and I'm sitting there in the hallway by myself before everybody, before my family gets there, before their family gets there, before the judge gets there, before the jurors get there. I'm sitting there in the hallway on a bench by myself every day, thinking about it.
Yeah.
Thinking about it. Driving myself back and forth to court. Like, is this gonna be my last day? Is this gonna be my last day?
Yeah.
And it's a crazy feeling. It's
crazy.
Especially when you're alone. You don't have nobody to talk to while you're there. You know, I could have had somebody with me, but I chose to go by myself every day because I wanted to be focused. I wanted to be ready. So day 5 comes. We wrap it up. Jurors go back for deliberation. Probably about 10, 11 o'clock.
Hold on. Did your lawyer plead a good case against for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, did he talk to like you said that the guy was saying bad things about you and pointing at you, but your guy got to stand up too and say all that you've never been in trouble. Like, did he tell them all that stuff too?
Yeah, he pleaded my case probably about 99.99 out of 100.
Because he's a good lawyer, right?
Yeah. So
okay.
he put the girlfriend on stand, ripped her to shreds. She went on the news 2 separate times, told lies about what actually happened that night. Had their family believe in a whole nother story before trial. You know, they're on Facebook bashing me. They're on the news bashing me everywhere. I just gotta sit back and take it. I can't say anything.
Yeah.
So this whole time they're saying these things, we have it on video. They didn't believe it. They keep saying, show us the video, show us the video. We're not showing you anything. So when it was her turn to go on the stand, she had no choice but to tell the truth. Because when we went to the safety building the night of the incident, like I said, they interviewed all of us. Everybody's story matched except for hers. And they told her, like, hey, either you tell us the truth or you're gonna get charged.
Yeah, because she can go to jail if she doesn't tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yeah, because mind you, it's me, Jimmy, Mike, and the random person. All of our stories match.
Yeah, even a random person that you guys had no idea who it was.
Just happened to be coming by as it happened.
Okay.
And her story didn't match. She told the truth, and the safety building, they record everything. When you're in there getting interviewed, they record it all. I have that on video. I have everybody's story on video that got interviewed. The prosecutor has everybody's story on video. The family don't have it, but I have it. Your lawyer got access to it, and then you can see it through your lawyer. Yep, I see everything. So when we go to court, she has to tell the truth because it's a written statement, it's a sworn statement, and they have it on video. So she had to tell the truth, and the family just looked with disgust at her, like, you lied to us this entire time on what actually really happened. Because, like I said, they provoked us. We weren't looking for problems. They came at us, and then the incident happened because of what happened. You know, it wasn't us going at them. She said that we were hanging outside the bowling alley, yelling at them, you know, talking stuff to them, which in reality, we never said one word to them. Yeah. Nothing. The only time. Mike was trying to stop the fight when the husband was, or the guy was beating up the girl, right? Yeah. Grabbing her. I don't know if he was beating her up, grabbing her, maybe hit her, you know. Okay. But I've never said one word to either one of them two across the street. Jimmy never said one word to them.
Yeah.
Only Mike. But
it wasn't to that extent. He wasn't trying to mess with them. He was just trying to like
do what's right. Hey, let the woman go. What's wrong? It's not right because Mike's stand-up guy. You don't do that to women. Of course, he's gonna say something.
Yeah.
So when they put her in the stand, she had to tell the truth. And when the truth came out, when they got her off the stand, she walked right out of the courtroom with her head down. She didn't even look at the family. Me, when you go in the courtroom, you're sitting up front. The family's all sitting behind you. My entire family is on this side. Their entire family's on this side. It's real tense in there. Like, you can cut the tension with a knife. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So after everything was said and done, they went into deliberations. They have the real story. They know what actually happened. The jury knows what's going on. They get a chance to talk about it and figure out what they're going to do. This is about 10 o'clock. They go into deliberations. Now, mind you, when we go for recess from court, we're in the hallway. The family's in the hallway. We can go slap hands if we want to. There's no sheriff's out. Like, it's crazy. Because these people don't like you. I mean, you have no issue with them, but they don't like you. And if they wanted to get you, they could right there. But they don't because you're in the courthouse and it's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, it's nuts. You go downstairs to eat in the lunchroom, they're down there eating at the other table next to you.
That's crazy.
Like, it's crazy. So 2, 3 o'clock comes around, court's over, I think 3:34, I don't know. But it don't stay open all day. What's going on? You guys gonna push it till Monday? Or are you gonna come up with an answer today? They're like, no, order us pizza, we're staying. So mind you, we're there all day. 7, 8 o'clock rolls around. Hey, you guys got an answer? No, we got nothing yet. I got people coming from work who didn't get to make the trial. They're coming in to the courthouse straight from work. My friend Boom, one of my real good friends, came in straight from work just to come down there and hang out with us, just to show support. My support, it was just crazy. I get support from everybody. And it showed when I went to court. Every day, every seat was filled. Family, friends, my dad's friends, just people who knew me as a kid, people I ain't seen in years, just showing up. So
I was in jail. I couldn't go.
Yeah.
I'm a bad influence. Nah, go ahead.
So we were sitting there hanging out. I think it's probably about 10, 11 o'clock. They were like, hey, we got an answer. So we're downstairs, sitting down there on the first floor. Their family is somewhere in the building. I don't know where. But we go back upstairs to the courtroom. They got us on this side. They got them on that side. They got sheriffs lined up in the middle of the aisle. They got sheriffs in the hallway. They got sheriffs everywhere. Jury comes back in. When they walk in, they have to walk down the center aisle. I'm sitting up front, prosecutor sitting here. I look over and I'm looking at them and I just see a couple ladies crying, like real tears crying. And I knew right then and there, like, damn, this ain't good. So they go up on the stand, where the jurors sit, give the decision to the judge. He reads it off. He says, I find the defendant guilty. And my heart just sank. From the jump, it was self-defense. Remember, they released me from the jump. They brought me back. We go to trial. We go to court. Everything is looking right. I feel like I didn't do anything wrong. And then for them to read and say guilty to me, I was just sick to my stomach.
That made your whole heart drop.
Yeah, my heart was just racing. Boom, 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 boom.
That's crazy.
And I'm just standing there. I don't show no emotion. I don't smile. I don't frown. I just look the judge in his eyes and he's looking at me. And I just go blank. So when it happened, the prosecutor, he says, I demand this guy be put on $1 million bond. He don't want me to go home and get released. The judge looked me in the face. He said, go home. When he told me that, I was just like, thank you. You know, but why? You know, you guys just portrayed me as this crazy killer. I just got found guilty. They're asking for $1 million bond. Why are you sending me home?
Yeah. Like, I thought they were supposed to arrest you after that.
Me too.
Yeah,
So as I'm walking out, I look at the prosecutor. He's just looking at me up and down, like just looking at me with disgust. I just look straight as I'm walking. I could feel the family just staring at me. You know, everybody's crying. You know, the court.
Your family's all crying.
They're crying. Everybody's. It's a crazy feeling.
That's
so
crazy.
I go home that night. You know, friends come over who couldn't make trial. Family comes by. You know, man, I'm sorry I couldn't be there. I got you. You know, whatever you need. You know, I'm gonna be here for you.
You don't even know what's going on
and
next.
I'm just lost. Like, what happens next? Because I know my charges, and I know the type of time that they could possibly give me. And them asking for $1 million bond, I know they're gonna ask for the max.
Yeah, cause okay, hold on 1 second there. Cause the 12 jurors have to agree, but if one disagrees, that means
It's a mistrial.
It's a mistrial. So all of them agreed to. But why was the girls crying?
It's not a mistrial. It's a hung jury.
A hung jury.
Hung jury.
So why do you think the girls were crying? The couple jurors were crying. What did you think when you seen them cry? It was like, I'm guilty.
I feel like they wanted to say not guilty, but the one person that was basically in charge of the jury, they pick one person who talks everything, and I feel like he pushed them to pick guilty.
Yeah. That's what I was. When you told me that, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Not like they wanted you to, like them girls probably wanted you, but they probably got talked. That's why it lasts so long, because then it's usually like a couple holdouts, and then somebody's always talking to them. We got to come up with a verdict. We got to come up with a verdict. It can't be a mistrial.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't know. I've seen that in movies and stuff. So.
Yeah, it was intense.
Damn. So then they say guilty, but they let you out because then they have to do sentencing, right?
After.
Okay, so that's why they let you out, because you're still on bond.
Yep, and I have to come back for sentencing now.
And then the prosecutor wanted to lift your bond up to $1 million, so they can arrest you again, and then someone has to come up with more money to get you out, right?
To get me out.
Until sentencing.
Until sentencing.
Okay, now I just wanted to get all that ironed out.
Yeah. So when it was time for sentencing, I think sentencing was like a month later. But before we left, my lawyer filed a motion for a new trial. We didn't expect to get it. We just put it out there because it was an option we had. Filed a motion right there that night.
Okay.
They were going to go over it and get back to us.
All right, so tell me a little bit about the sentencing.
All right, so sentencing came probably about a month later. And a couple days before sentencing, they granted my motion for a new trial. Which means I have to start all over with the trial.
Oh, okay.
I got a second shot.
So they found something flawed or something wasn't right.
For some reason, it wasn't right. It was insufficient evidence.
Okay.
Because when you get charged with voluntary manslaughter, it's when you act out of passion or rage. Mind you, I never spoke one word to this guy during the incident, before the incident. I've never seen the guy before in my life, or the girlfriend. So they actually initially charged me with the wrong thing. I feel like they were supposed to start with murder and come with the plea for a lesser charge, which would have been voluntary manslaughter.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So
because they're charging you with voluntary manslaughter, but it's not like
action out of passion
or
rage.
You wasn't like involved with it.
Yeah, like say you come home and you catch a guy in bed with your girlfriend and you kill him.
Oh, okay.
That's voluntary manslaughter.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's not what I did. Like I said, I never spoke to the guy. I never said a word to him. Nothing until he came out with the gun.
Okay.
I acted I was scared. I wasn't angry. Didn't have no problem with the guy. No issues at all. Didn't even know him.
You were scared for your life and your friend's life.
Yeah. So when I got the new trial, I just felt a sense of relief Not all the way, but some, because now I get a second shot.
Okay.
So now we have to start over. Everything we just went through, it don't mean anything. Now it's new.
That's good.
So the prosecutors and the DA, they filed a motion to get my new trial revoked. Court of Appeals, they sent to Court of Appeals. Court of Appeals ended up throwing my entire case out. Everything. Close the case. I have no new trial. I have no sentencing date. I have nothing. The case is done and over with. That's it.
So when the prosecutors put their motion in, they read it and they dismissed the whole case?
Court of Appeals did.
So it wasn't from yours, it was from the prosecutors?
It was from the motion that they put in. They went over my case and they dismissed my entire case.
Okay.
So it's over. I'm happy. This is finally over with. Nightmare's done. I go back to being normal. You know, I'm good to go. Couple months go by. Lawyer calls me. Hey, what's going on? None, you know. Back to work, doing my daily duties. He's like, I got some news for you. I'm like, what's up? He's like, they filed a motion to send your case to the Supreme Court. When they said that to me, I'm like, what does that mean? They're like,
what does that mean?
He's like, well, now they have the option to look at your case and possibly reopen it. So now, mind you, my lawyer here in Toledo, he's a trial lawyer. This is the Supreme Court we're dealing with now. So now I have to get another lawyer. You know, Jerry, he's expensive. You know, he's really expensive. Like my sisters, you know, my friends, my dad, they pay for my lawyer. For the most part, we have benefits, you know, because it's expensive. So I'm like, dang, now I have to get another one. Because he told me flat out, he don't do Supreme Court, he's a trial lawyer. So he files a motion to get my lawyer appointed to me for the Supreme Court. You know, they granted it, I give me a lawyer. I went through 1, 2, and finally got my third one. Patrick Clark, real good lawyer out of Columbus.
Okay.
Real good.
And he's a Supreme Court lawyer?
Yeah. He's, well, basically like a public defender, but for the Supreme Court.
Okay, yeah.
And he never met him. Again, spoke to him on the phone. I didn't meet him until I actually went to court in Columbus. When I went in the Supreme Court, it's different. It's real different. Like, you walk in, there's a panel of 7 judges. You're not just dealing with one judge. There's 7 judges. They got the cameras out. Like, in Toledo, I don't think they had a camera. They had a camera in there for my arraignment when I first got locked up and they gave me my bond. They had a court, you know, camera in there for the news. But during my whole trial, they didn't have it. They just had a reporter in there writing notes. When I went to Supreme Court, they had actual cameras in there. My stuff was on live, like they could watch it. Pleaded my case. Thought we did good. You know, the district attorney went down there, pleaded their case against mine. Panel 7 judges. They went over it. You know, that was it. A couple weeks go by, a month. Next thing you know, we get a decision. I lost the vote 3-4. If that judge would have went my way, it would have been done. Because after the Supreme Court, there's no more after that. There's nowhere else to go. You know, the Ohio Supreme Court, unless you go to the U.S. Supreme Court, which I don't think it was going that far.
Yeah. So you lost?
I lost in the Supreme Court.
So 4 people said that you were guilty? Or
4 people voted to reopen my case and send me back.
Because that's why there's 7, so it can be like an odd, so it can kind of be, yeah, okay. So
4 of them voted to send me back to Court of Appeals.
Oh, so not guilty, but
send me
start the
back to
case.
Court of Appeals, and they had to come up with a decision to either send me for sentencing or the new trial.
Damn.
So,
okay, how long was this from the day that happened? Where we are now, like 3 years in or something?
We are,
like
after
your first...
After my sentencing date, because I went to trial January 2017.
Yeah.
Sentencing came March, April 2017. Supreme Court didn't come till maybe end of 17, early 18.
Okay. So about 2 years in, or a year and a half?
A year and a half.
Yeah.
So mind you, when they sent me back from the Supreme Court to Court of Appeals, this is another 3-4 months later. So now we're 18?
Okay.
We're filing motions back and
I'm
forth.
still in
back
jail.
and forth.
That whole time I'm still in jail.
Yeah.
I didn't get out to 2019.
Yeah. So we're sending motions back and forth. You know, finally they come up with a decision like, hey, send them for sentencing. That was the ultimate decision at the end. We had another motion we were going to file if they didn't give me a plea deal. Because the plea deal that we were shooting for had no gun spec on it, which means no mandatory time. So if I would have got charged with anything, I didn't have to go to jail because there was no mandatory time. They could suspend the sentencing for however long, put me on probation for however long,
Okay.
and that was that.
Okay. But if the gun sticks, then there's automatic
No
sentence.
ifs, ands, or buts. I'm going to jail.
Okay.
So they finally gave me a plea deal, which was felony 3, reckless homicide, no gun spec. I ended up getting sentenced 6 on 36, which is 6 months out of 36 months. The other 30 months got suspended, plus 5 years probation. So I got sentenced February of 21. Mind you, the incident was April of 16. So we're 5 years into this already.
Yeah.
This entire time I'm on bond. Still,
5 years.
no trouble.
Yeah,
nothing.
no trouble.
Any little trip up, I'm going to jail. These 5 years that I'm on bond, nothing.
No problems at all. Always had a steady job, a good life, family.
Yep. At this time, I had my first baby in 2018.
Yeah.
Had my second baby the end of 2018. I went January 2018. My second one in 2018.
So this whole time you're building your family.
Building my life.
You got with your wife, and you're married?
Not yet.
Okay, but you got with your girl, and you guys had kids, and
Yeah, because it was all over.
yeah,
They threw the case out. I'm starting to live my life now.
yeah,
But they brought it back. So now I got to fight even harder because I got a family now.
yeah,
So, I got my girl, I got my kids. We had just got a house. I just got a new job. I'm actually living life again.
Because for a while though, you were
I
super
was down. Like I
the whole,
couldn't do
you
anything.
felt that like on your shoulder the whole time, right?
And my hands were tied. Like, because I don't know what's going to happen. I can't move on with life
Yeah.
if I'm being held back by the case. So when I had my kids and my girl, it just gave me more reason to fight, more than just having my family.
Yeah.
It gave me a better reason.
And then all of a sudden they say, "Oh, it's gonna go again."
Yeah.
You already had your kids and everything.
Yeah, I got a new house, got a new car, a new job, started my family.
Yeah.
So
That has to be hard, bro.
just imagine, it's
to get that news.
yeah. Like, what do I say? What do I tell them?
Yeah.
They were little babies at the time, but what do I tell my girl? Like, I have to start this over again.
Yeah.
There might be they might lock me up for this long of a time. That's a long time.
Yeah.
So, through it all, my girl was like, you know what, we're gonna get through this. We're gonna fight together. We're gonna go.
She was a rock for you.
Yeah. She kept me level. We had our rough times, rough patches starting off.
Of course.
But she held it down. 100%. I wouldn't pick anybody else except for her.
That's awesome.
Like,
That's
it amazes me because when I had caught my case in the beginning of 2016, I was with my ex-girlfriend since 2010. 6 years. She never once came to court. Not one time. If you're with somebody for 6 years, there got to be some love there. And for you not to come to court one time, I have to go to court by myself every day. get up and go alone. Like,
Mm.
just imagine that.
That's crazy.
Like, you being with your lady for 6 years and you catch a case and she's nowhere to be found with you.
Yeah. I think she probably gave up on you thinking that you're going to go to jail forever or whatever.
Exactly. So.
She wasn't the one.
No. When I lost my case in, in 2017, in the beginning, that's where I met my new girlfriend. We started off slow and she ended up getting pregnant quick.
Did you tell her about everything that when you first started dating her and stuff?
Yeah. Well, she knew because she was my niece's friend. She knew.
Okay.
She was in the loop.
Yeah.
So we started off slow, and then she ended up getting pregnant a few months later. We had our baby in January 2018.
Okay.
And then we had another baby in December 2018. So we got two within 2 years of knowing each other. So we moved kind of quick. Got a house, moved together. And it's been great ever since. Like, it's honestly one of the best things. Like,
and that's what helped you fight. Okay, so you got 6 months. Is that what?
Yeah, I got 6 months on 36 months. So 6 out of 36 months.
Okay.
They ended up locking me up, sending me to striker. I did 5 months, 5 in a day.
Yeah.
And when they told me, you're getting 6 months,
I was out for that.
I just sat there. I'm like, let's do it.
I remember being out when you went to jail. The whole time you went to jail, I was, because I got out in 2019, and that's when I came back to Toledo and stuff. And then that's when you went back, and I actually seen one of your trials like online at the Supreme Court. You had sent me it or something.
The link.
And I got to see it, and I got to see. I don't know if it was at the time that they gave you the 6 months.
That was the initial. No, Supreme Court is when we pleaded the case, and then they had to come up with a decision, and I lost 3-4. That was that one.
Oh, that was that one.
Yeah.
That's the one I seen, I think.
Yep.
Because it was like really like a cool like a place and stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I ended up getting locked up February 2016. I mean, not 2016, 2021. And when he told me, hey, you're gonna get 6 months, CCNO, we're gonna suspend another 30 months, we get 5 years probation. I'm like, run it, let's roll. I'm ready to get this over with. Because the biggest issue with me is I finally get some closure. It's over. I know where I'm going. I know for how long I'm going. I get through this.
There was they couldn't change the time. Like they couldn't say, you know what I mean? The lawyer couldn't give you a year. Like that was 6 months. That's what they.
That was it.
That was it. Okay.
Yeah, because they came to agreement of no gun spec, reckless homicide. Gave me that plea. I'm like, all right, we're gonna take it.
Yeah.
And that's what they gave me.
Yeah, and you didn't want to go fight through court again and go.
I'm done.
Yeah.
At that time, it's been 5 years fighting with these people, and it takes a toll on you.
Yeah, I bet.
Mentally, it does.
It's like the whole time you're in prison, like mentally in prison that whole time that you're out, because you don't know, your life's like in a limbo.
Because I'm free, but really I'm not.
You're not free.
They can come any day, like, hey, come on, let's go.
Yeah, I was in a situation like that, but not for you. But when I got caught up in the feds for like 15 months, I fought my case out in the street. But that 15 months, dude, I lived stressed out. Like I knew that at any time when this is done, I'm gonna go to prison. And I knew I was going to prison for like years. They were saying 20 years to 3 years. I ended up getting 3. But like the whole time, and it was like, they said the federal prison is 97% that you're gonna go to jail. Like I was like,
rate.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to jail because they had all the, my shit wasn't like yours. I didn't take it to court and all
when
that.
the feds come get you, they got you.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. They come for no reason.
They know, yeah,
They're
they come
coming to get you.
Yeah, they don't even have to go in your house to go search for nothing because they already have all the evidence.
They got you.
Yeah. All right. So tell me about the, so they gave you 6 months.
6 months. That was on like a Wednesday. They said, give me a couple days, get my stuff.
And you were happy with 6 months and your family?
I was happy with no time.
Of course.
6 months was the next best outcome.
Of course, yeah.
So I'm like, let's do it. My lady's crying, my friends crying. They're like,
Your family's all like.
But I'm like, look at the bright side. It's over and it could be worse. So they gave me them 6 months. I ended up going in on a Friday. Hug and kiss my kids goodbye, my girl, my family, walk me to jail.
You talk to your daughters about it or something? Or are they too little?
They were too little.
Okay.
At the time, my daughters, they would have been 2 and 3.
Yeah, daddy's going to college.
I told them I was going to work. I was going to work.
Yeah.
And so my kids, they sleep in the bed with us. Like, they go everywhere with us. Like, you know, like they're daddy's girls, all of them. So with me not being there, they're like, what's going on, you know? But they're still at the age where they don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I'm locked up, it's a whole nother ball game. Like trying to parent from in jail, but not trying to tell them where you're at. It's hard.
Yeah.
So I go in on that Friday, you know, they ride you out. They ride you out that night. Boom, I get checked in, all this and that. They put me in the holding tank because it's COVID. They put you in, what they call that?
Like quarantine?
Quarantine.
Yeah.
I'm in there for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Like 8 of us in there. Finally, they move us a couple of days later to the big blocks. Open one, 60 people.
Open
dorm.
All bunk beds and shit,
All the way
TVs
around.
everywhere.
Bunk beds around the whole walls, and in the middle, single stacks, but little 4-foot wall, you know.
Okay, yeah.
So, mind you, I never been to jail.
Yeah,
I
you
was
know.
in the county for them 5 days,
Yeah.
and that was it. At this time, I knew a bunch of people in there. Like, everybody just got picked up with the feds. Like, a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
people.
yeah. You know Santino, all them cats.
They're all there.
Yeah, all of my family.
Yeah, they're there.
Yeah.
So, mind you, I'm walking out there. I got my bag, you know, my stuff in it, my shit. There, you here, you here, you here, you here. And then when you go striker, it's a circle. Like the blocks are around, and there's like a middle outside area, but sidewalks you can walk in a circle in the middle.
Yeah.
So they're taking people here, taking people here, taking people here. I walk in the block, check you in. Hey, you got this one, you got this one, you got this one. I walk in, and guess who I seen? Esteban.
Esteban, that's dope.
Mind you, I ain't seen Esteban for years.
Yeah.
Since I was young. And I wouldn't say he's not my friend, but he's more of Jose's friend than my friend because they're older. You know, they just hang out together and, you know, all the time. I was just around.
Yeah, he was good friends with Chewy too.
Yeah, Chewy and Minnie and
Dito.
Yeah, they're all real good
They're
friends.
they're like 30s,
Older, yeah.
30 something now.
They know me, I know them. They're my friends, but he's more of Jose's friend.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know, what's up, man? He was like, what the hell you doing in here? I'm like, man, they finally got me, man. Because they know what's going on with the case this entire time. They knew, but they finally locked me up for it. And I tell him, you know, he's like, what? That's crazy. So I'm like, yeah, man.
Because we're all like, that's self-defense. Like we're all tripping because like, what the hell? That's crazy. Like you were like, the guy was gonna shoot you, but whatever, keep going.
So I'm like, man, I gotta go here. I unpack. I go to my rack, unpack. Boom, boom. He introduced me to a bunch of people in there. And a lot of people were from Toledo. I didn't know them, but they knew me, and they knew my family,
of course.
and I knew some of their family. So then we all started getting acquainted. First night in there in the big block, I know I've never been in jail. I'm looking around over my shoulder like, what the fuck? I watch these, you know. I don't know what's going on. That's why I was like, you don't gotta do that, man. It's not like that in here. You know, I think when they moved me to that block, it was for a reason, you know, because when I got with Esteban, he taught me a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, introduced me to a lot of people, because if I would have went to another block, I wouldn't have probably knew somebody, but I wouldn't have knew people like I know him. And he showed me a lot, you know, he showed me a lot of love when I was there.
That's good.
You know,
he showed you how to make soups and breaks and all that.
To be honest, the person who showed me how to fry a soup was Eddie Wall.
Eddie Wall, okay, yeah.
He showed me how to fry it in a paper bag. Because I'm watching these guys fry them in the microwave, and I'm like, man, how do you do that? He showed me how to fry soup, you know, cut up my little, you know, sausages, put it in there, mix it, you know, and I eat it with my crackers. Me, I'm a picky person. So I'm like, man, this is a meal for me. This is cool. I'll eat this. And Esteban, he taught me how to cook. He introduced me to all the Mexicans in there. You know, they were the chefs. There were probably like 5, 6 of them, and they cooked for damn near the whole block. And, you know,
he showed you the ropes, huh?
Yeah. You know, taught me a lot. So we played cards together, played dominoes together. And, you know, and at this point, we're bidding, as they would call it.
Yeah, bidding.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
doing
now,
your time.
I'm starting to get acquainted. I'm in the block 2 weeks. I'm starting to get comfortable. You know, everything's starting to become normal. I used to sleep, like, you know, I would be nervous to go to sleep. But at this time, I'm taking a shirt, I'm tying it around my eyes, like I'm going to sleep, getting comfortable. I used to read every night. I started reading the Bible. I used to pray, you know. And
you have faith in God the whole time? Were you praying every night?
Yeah.
I did too in prison, dude.
yeah, and it helps.
Of course.
It helps.
Yeah.
It gives you that sense of relief, like
Pray for your kids and your family and
everybody.
everything. Yep.
And, you know, I used to get my visits, like when I was in quarantine, like I said, it was only 8 of us. Some people ain't have shit on their books. People ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
So I used to get visits like that. When I moved to block, 60 people, they got three, four visits, phones. And everything is on the phone. You got to FaceTime people. You can't see face-to-face visits because COVID. So you got people getting visits all day long, and it's hard to get on the phone. 60 people, 4 phones, 3 phones, it's hard to get in there.
Yeah.
My lady's calling, you know, why ain't I, for 2-3 days, I can't get on the phone. I can't get a visit because people are, you know, I don't know how this works. So finally she's calling the jail. What's going on with him? You know, is he all right? She thought something happened. But they're like, no, he's over here. He's good. And finally I get on the phone to get a visit. I'm like, they moved me. I'm over here. Like, I'm all right. I'm just with a bunch more people now. So I finally get cool with everybody. You know, everybody got set time visits, you know, and I started getting my visits regularly. You know, I talk to my girl, my kids every day.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes I call my dad, I call my sister. Sometimes I call my friends, but they're like, don't call me, you know, call your girl. Don't waste your money on me. You know, you need something, I got you. I set up visits, 2-3 visits a day with my girl and my kids. She never missed a visit. Not one time.
That's so dope. And Esteban's the one that taught you how to use all those machines, the phone.
How to order commissary. Because I'm like, they're putting money on my books, but I'm not seeing it. And he's like, you got to get on this app and it's right here. And then after like a couple weeks, they're like, I'm looking at it and I got a couple $100 on my stuff. I'm like, this is where it's all at. So finally I get to order commissary. I'm getting boxes because I'm ordering boxes from the jump because I don't know how to cook. I don't know. You know, I just see it's a lot of noodles and chips and snacks. He's like, that's all garbage. That's garbage. I'm like, this is good to me. Like, why is it garbage? Then he actually showed me how to cook. Mexico showed me how to cook. And they ended up moving Esteban like a month and a half, you know, 2 months after we're together. Now I'm there trying to fend for myself. Not necessarily fend for myself, but cook for myself. Like, cause he used to do all the
you already had the game, but then then you was by yourself now.
So then they moved me. They moved me to another block.
But first they moved Esteban, and you was there by yourself.
Then I was by myself, and then they ended up moving me. They moved to another block. I'm learning how to like trial and error cook. Like, you know, I don't know how to do this shit, and finally I figure it out. So I'm like 3.5 months in, and I'm whipping shit up. Like, I'm eating good. So they moved me again. I moved to the block with Esteban again, another one. That day, I get in there. I guess it was supposed to be like one of the badder blocks. You know, I don't know. That's just what they said. But I knew my one
high
dude,
security. That's probably what
I knew one of my guys in there that I used to play dominoes with. He was from the east side. And we used to play dominoes together, play cards together. We got real cool. I knew him and I knew Esteban. That day, Esteban gets into it with one of the COs, and they move him that day.
Damn, same day?
Shit. Yeah, I'm like, man, I don't know. I just know my guy in here. Like, I'm seeing all these random people. I don't know nobody. I knew my one guy that I met in the other block. He introduced, I'm like, man, who's the barber in here? We're all playing cards. He's like, man, there's a barber right here. Me and my barber and my guy, we used to eat together every night. We got real cool. Like, we used to go to rec together. We work out together every day. We eat together every night. You know, we do everything.
Everyone pitches in a little bit, so like that, it's not all on you or him. Or,
and when you ain't got it, I got it. And when I ain't got it, you got it. And that's how it was with Esteban. Like, he's like, just give me this, and I got the rest, you know? Because I didn't really have much because I was ordering boxes. I don't know. That's why I said he was showing a lot of love, man.
Yeah, like, Esteban was like, he's a good-ass dude.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? He has his flaws, everyone does, but I'm sure like if I walked into jail, Esteban would make sure everybody's good, you're eating, and he's showing you everything.
Yeah, I used to go wake him up in the morning, like, get up, man. I'd be like, where's the oatmeal at? Because I didn't know how to order commissary yet. He had big old boxes of oatmeal, a bunch of them. Here, man, whatever you want, eat it. Here, eat it. Every day, give me oatmeal. Every day, because I eat oatmeal in the morning. And he like never asked for nothing in return, never. Like, you know, you owe me this, you owe me like nothing. Like, and whatever I need, here, man, here, you know. And there was a couple other guys like that too. But he was the main one.
Did you ever see my uncle?
I seen him, and it's a funny story because when they moved me, like I said, when they move you from block to block, there's glass windows in between the blocks. And you can see the circle in the middle as you're walking to the blocks. He was in there in the one, because you got to go by his dorm to go to rec. And I seen him, I'm like, that's him. He got all white hair. And I'm like, what's up, man? He was like, what's up? You know, he's got this weird look on his face. You know, I haven't seen him in years. Years. And I seen him a couple more times after that, a couple more times. They moved him to the block where I started with Esteban, and I knew people in there. And he knew the same people. I ended up walking by, what's up, man? You know, what's going on? He's looking at me, and the guy tells him, hey, man, that's me, though. He's like, what? And I could read his lips. He's like, oh, what's up, Mito? And, you know, and then he's all excited, you know, but he didn't know who I was.
No, because you probably surprised him. Like, he never expected you.
When I see him, I was just younger. I didn't have no facial hair, you know, like nothing.
You guys used to play softball together, and now all of a sudden you're a good-ass kid. No one's expected to see you in prison.
And he see me in there, like he didn't know who I, literally, like a confused look, like, who is this dude?
He's like, holy shit.
Yeah, and I'm in there. And it was crazy. But I never actually got to be in the block with him. But I see him, like, when I'm walking through the hallways, I see him at rec. I, you know, knock on the window, what's up, man? What's up? You know, walking from block to block. Back to your dorm, you can see through the other ones. You come to the window, what's up, you know?
My prison was like that. There's a pod in the middle. There's 2 COs, and then there was a ring around it. You can see in all the cells, everything was glass. So it's kind of something like that.
So he was cool, you know, and I seen a bunch of other people.
How about Santino? You seen Santino?
I seen him once or twice. You know, I was in there taking GED classes. I got my GED in a month. You know, it was easy to me. I just quit going to school. Like, school was easy. But I ended up seeing him. I was in class one day, and he was walking by. I'm knocking on the window. What's up, man? He's like, oh, shit, what's up? You know? Him, and I seen a bunch of other people, like, that was on the case with them. Like, everybody. I see them all.
That's crazy. They are. As soon as I got out of jail, like a few months later, they got all caught up in this indictment. They're all went in jail. But they're all, you know what I mean, slowly but surely gonna get out, and life goes on, man.
I'm telling you. But yeah, it was
So did you work? You worked out?
I worked out. I used to work in laundry. I got a job. So
you got a job?
Good time. They gave me good time.
Okay.
So with my sentencing, there was no mandatory time, and the judge gave me good time. So they gave me 6 months. I ended up doing 5 in a day because of my good time. Okay. I worked in laundry. You know, I got all new stuff. You know, I used to give new stuff to my friends. Everybody needed new clothes. Here, man, I got you. You know, just showing love to everybody. You know, because
who cares?
It's just right. So they gave me that job, and I was just going steadily. They get me up at 6:30 in the morning, 7 a.m. And you can't miss, because if you miss, then you lose your good time for the month, and you could potentially get fired. And if you get fired, then it's hard to get another job. So you have to go every day. Day. You can be tired, because I wouldn't go to sleep till midnight, because they didn't cut the lights off till 11. But people didn't go to sleep till midnight. Lockdown till midnight.
Because it's a big pod too, right?
And everybody's up talking. The radio. So it's tough. It was tough, man, getting up every day. But I'm like, I got to get out of here. I can't miss. I got to go home.
Because you weren't trying to lose none of your good time.
Nope, and they gave me 7 days. It might have been 5 days or 7 days a month. So I was banking all that. I ain't missed a day.
You already had in your mind, I'm getting out in 5 months and 1 day. Without losing nothing.
Nothing.
You already had it pre-planned like that, right? I did the same thing in the feds. I ended up getting sentenced to 37 months, but I could be out in 31 months as long as I didn't lose any good time. So I could get like 6 months off. And I banked that I was going to get out in 31 months because I wasn't going to get in any trouble. And I kind of like make sure nobody ever messed with me, because I was just me, you know what I mean? And that's why no one ever messed with you, because you were just you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever get in any kind of troubles or anything?
Troubles, I'd say.
Or like, you didn't get in trouble because you didn't lose no good time.
No,
but like,
but
did anybody try you, or did you try anybody or anything?
Yeah, there was. Remember I said that when they moved Esteban and then they moved me.
Mm-hmm.
So at this time, I'm already a couple months in, and I'm working in laundry.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to bring stuff back in my laundry bag.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I brought a Bible one time. I used to find extra commissary. You know, unopened. You know, I wouldn't take nobody's used shit. Hell, no, throw it away. But I'd bring it back to the block, and I break, bread with my people. Everybody, you need something, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
This one guy in there, he would bake apple pies. And when you're locked up, you can't keep no excess food from the trays.
Yep.
The only food I would keep would be the vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. I go around, let me get your vegetables. You ain't eat, let me get the vegetables. Because I cook them in my dinner at night, on my rice and stuff. So this guy would keep apples. Everybody's apples. Nobody said nothing, just apples. You're making pies, selling them in the block, $1 for a piece, $1 for a piece.
Yeah.
Said nothing. So he one day hated on me, talking loud. COs, they know I'm a worker. They know I'm going to work. If I get caught with contraband, they're going to revoke my stuff and, So they really didn't care because it's just books. Like, it's not nothing crazy. I don't have no weapons. Like, it's nothing. So the guy's talking shit to everybody in the block, telling them, oh, he that Bible's stealing Mexican and this and that. So I'm like, what's going on? So...
Because you had brought a Bible to your room from somewhere else in the prison.
Yeah.
You're not even stealing; you're borrowing it.
Yeah. So I get back and my bunky's telling me like, dude talking shit all day like this and that, and I'm like, I'm sick of this dude. So I put my shoes on. I go to the back, take my jumper off because you got to wear a jumper, and I got my shorts on and my t-shirt. I go back there like, man, what's this shit you talking? What's going on? Like you back here talking shit. He's like, no. I said, man, everybody here is telling me you're talking shit. Like, what's the issue? And I was like, don't nobody say shit to you when you keep the apples. When nobody say shit to you when you keep the chocolate cakes. Like, you just do your own thing, but don't nobody care about that. Why are you worried about me? And what do you mean by, Bible still Mexican? Are you racist? Because I'm all the way out in Stryker, which is, country. And some people are racist. And I'm like, you know what, man? Let's get in the bathroom. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like
that's where people go to fight.
Yeah. So I'm like, shit, come on. Like, I'm saying? I'm like, come on, man, let's go. So I'm walking over to the bathroom. Like when you go in this block, the bathroom is over here, and it's like it's a wall. Like you walk in, there's a little wall right here, and there's a wall up front, and there's a wall right here. But it's open up top. It's not enclosed.
Yeah.
So you can't see unless you come around the corner, but you can hear. And I'm like, come on, man. And this dude, he just laid in his bed, like he ain't say a word. Like my bed would be here, facing this way. He'd be like 4 rows, 5 rows that way, but his bed is facing me. But there's a wall in front of his bed. He laid in bed all day. Next morning, they got him out of there. He checked out.
Oh, yeah.
But I wasn't looking for problems. Like, I'm not saying like I punked him or, nothing.
You just don't want nobody talking behind your back.
Yeah, like what's the issue?
Stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
You have to in there, bro.
Like what's the issue? Like I didn't do nothing to you. Like why are you talking about me?
Yeah, he just went to another pod or some shit, you know what I'm saying? Just to get away from, because he was probably scared that you was going to beat him up.
He checked in, and like I said, everybody, a lot of people on the block, they were good friends. Like they messed with me, like they was cool, And it's just the way I conduct myself with people, the way I treat people, the way I talk to them, the way I carry myself. Like it's just they were just my friends.
He was just hating on you for no reason.
Yeah, but that's the only time I ever had any issues.
Yeah.
Other than that,
no
I
problems.
never had an issue. There was an issue with the Mexican dude. He got into it with. Remember I told you my buddy that I met with Esteban, that I used to play dominoes with and stuff, cards, with his friend. I'm at work. I come back, the Mexican dude, he's like, oh, I got an issue with this. He was from Dallas. Next thing you know, I'm looking around. He got like 3-4 Mexicans with him, trying to basically get the Mexicans together. But me, I mess with everybody. Black, white, Mexican, Chinese. I don't care who you are. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know these people in there. And I'm looking around, my dude's like, hey man, like, you know what I'm saying, get away from them. Like, come here, because they got me looking like I'm about to get into it with these people. But really, that's not it. He called me over there to holler at me, I thought. But everybody else is looking like, oh, he's ganging up with the Mexicans. That's not the case. My dude's like, get over, you know, what's going on? And I tell him, you know what I'm saying, like, dude's over here saying he got an issue with that. My guy's like, man, stay out of that. Ain't got nothing to do with you. I said, I ain't want no issue with nobody. He just called me over there. Next thing you know, they're getting into it. They ended up fighting, whatever. But I didn't notice it, but the other dudes was coming around, like, trying to get behind me. Like, I was involved, and my guy was like, get over here. Like, you know, that they ain't got nothing to do with you. But me, the whole time, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I almost got into another situation there, but the dudes that was with the other guy, they, you know what I'm saying, they knew my guys, like, he ain't on that, like, he ain't, you know. Yeah. Because I'm with everybody.
You ain't on that shit.
I ain't got no issue with nobody.
Yeah, everybody got extra issues and shit.
And like I said, I'm not about to fight for this dude and lose my good time. I don't even know this dude. Like, I might talk to him because he's on the other side of the wall from me, but I don't know this dude.
Yeah, damn, it's crazy. So, okay, so you had 6 months. So when you left, did you feel bad for the people that you left, like Esteban and all the homies? Because I kind of felt...
Esteban ended up riding out before
Oh, he did?
He ended up riding out before me.
Oh, so you after they all left, because they all ended up going to prison, because that was like a hold spot before their sentence.
The only ones left was your uncle and a couple other guys, but the ones that I was with, like Esteban was really the only one I was with out of the whole case. Yeah. He ended up riding out before I left. Yeah. So, and then my dude I played dominoes with, he ended up riding out too before I left. Oh, okay. So I was already at the end of my bid. You know what I'm saying?
So by the time you left, it wasn't really nobody that you was real close to?
Yeah, my barber.
Oh, your barber?
My barber. We was real tight. We used to work out together, you know what I'm saying? We play basketball, ping pong, like, you know. And we bid together. We eat together, you know what I'm saying? We go to rec together. We hang out on the block, you know what I'm saying? Rec room, like, you know what I'm saying? So at this time, I already know a bunch of people now. I know basically the whole block almost.
Everybody saying what's up when you walk by.
When I walk by, you know what I'm saying? I get back from work. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? You know, what's up? You know? So I'm already, how you say, comfortable in my situation. Yeah. But I'm still ready to go. Yeah, hell yeah. And
ready to get back to your family.
Yeah. Yep. Because, you know, when I talk to my girl and my kids every night, it's tough. Like, because when I hang up the phone, that's it. Yeah, like I can't lay with my kids. I can't lay with my girl. I can't, you know, take my kids to the babysitter. I can't hang out with them. I can't do nothing. I'm looking at them through basically a tablet. That's it. You know?
And you're telling your daughters that you're at work when there's guys walking by in like all prison outfits and stuff. But you just gotta tell them, I was like, they don't know no better.
They don't know.
So you did your 6 months? Oh, no.
5 months.
Oh, okay. You 5 months and 1 day, right?
5 months and 1 day.
Okay.
So when I got out in July, you know, end of July.
Okay, so it's summertime.
Summertime.
Who picked where? You walked out of the prison?
They drove me from Stryker. I got on the bus early in the morning. They took me back to the county.
Okay.
So when I got out of the county, when you get out of Stryker, they let you off the bus and you literally walk right out the gate. You know, you don't have to go inside and check in.
You don't?
You walk right out the gate.
Okay, so they do all that process over there.
Yeah, they do it all at Stryker. So they, you know, they unshackle you, whatever, and they let you go. Okay. So when I get out, I'm looking around. You know, I talked to my girl the night before. I'm like, hey, you know, I'm gonna be there at this time. You know, I'll be there at this time. She's like, all right, I'll be there. So when I get there, I get out, I go across the street, and I'm looking for her, and then there she is. You know, with my kids. Yeah. And I don't know, I'm just happy. Yeah. Like, it's done. You know, my kids come running to me, you know, like, I pick them up, I'm hugging them, I'm kissing them, my girl, I'm hugging her, you know, like I'm out. Yeah. Like, I can
like everything's over.
Yeah.
It's not even about being out of jail, it's like the whole process is done.
Yeah. Like, now I don't have to share shower with nobody, I don't share a bathroom with nobody, I don't gotta hear people snoring all night, like, I don't gotta deal with dirty people, you know, I don't gotta worry about motherfuckers stealing, you know, even though nobody ever stole from me or nothing. Yeah. It's just, you
gotta be prepared for that.
Yeah, you don't have to live with 60-something other people. So.
And the whole burden of the whole situation is over.
You know, because now I can actually get back home. I can help take care of my family, because when I was locked up, my girl took care of everything, you know, financially, you know, the kids, the house, My dad was paying my car. My sister Connie was, sending money anytime I asked.
Yeah.
My girl was sending money. My friends would come drop off food stamps. Check on my kids, my family. So now I can actually step back up and take care of my family again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I miss my dad's birthday. I miss my brother's Memorial date.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
And that's really important to you.
Yeah. So all this time I'm locked up. I'm missing my sister's birthday. I'm missing my brother's birthday. So I'm missing a lot of things in that little short period of time. And luckily, when I got locked up, they let me go after my daughter's birthday. In January, they locked me up in February. So I was grateful for that.
Okay.
So that was really the most important thing to me, that I was there for my kid's birthday.
Yeah.
So when I got out, one of my buddies ended up passing away while I was there towards the end of my bid, the last week or two. And the day I got out, I went home and I had to go to his funeral that day.
Damn.
Yeah, my buddy Silas right here. My buddy Silas, real good friend of mine.
Played softball with you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He knew Carlos. He knows a lot of people. He's one of our real good friends, like my dad and everybody played with.
I probably know him too.
But he ended up passing away. When I had my first daughter, he gave me a bunch of baby stuff, like a lot of stuff for my first daughter. He's one of my real good friends. But that day, as soon as I got out, I went home, I showered. And it was a weird feeling getting in the shower by yourself, like going home and getting in the fridge and getting like, it's weird.
Yeah, because usually there's people all around everywhere.
Yeah, it was weird. So I shower, I get ready, go to the funeral, go to service. And when I walk in, people are like surprised to see me, because that's the day I got out that morning and I went to the service that same day. Friends are like, when'd you get out? Like, man, I got out this morning. So they were like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. And while I was there, I went in like 150 pounds, I got out like 175. So I gained some weight working out and eating and, and I wasn't stressing. So Dave was like, damn, like you kind of changed a little bit in that short period of time. But I'm still the same person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was just like, it was bittersweet, as you would say, because I got to come home, but when I got home, I had to go bury one of my friends.
Yeah,
and he was one of my good friends. We didn't hang out all the time, like, buddy, but I consider him one of my good friends. Like I said, he knew my dad. He's always respectful to us, like,
And he was around your age?
No, he was a little older.
Older?
Yeah, he was older.
Okay.
But he ended up passing away, and then service and stuff. But after that, I got back into the groove of things. I had to get a job. I got to check in.
You was on probation.
I got to drop twice a week.
Yeah, 5 years?
5 years. So for the first month, I was dropping twice a week. I had to get back to work. I couldn't go back to my old job that I had back in 2018. I was there for 4 years. When they threw my case out, I got a good job. Remember I said when I got the house and stuff? So I couldn't go back there because they don't hire felons. When they convicted me, they fired me. And I got locked up. So I couldn't come, even though I was gone for the little 5 months, I still couldn't come back. So I had to start over again, find another job. I ended up going to work for this company inside of Myers Distribution in Newport, Michigan. That's like 30 minutes away. I'm driving there every day, back and forth every day. And one day I get there, I'm just like, I can't do this no more. I'm about to quit. Because it's getting up at 5 in the morning, driving there, got to be there on time. And it's just too far.
Yeah.
My dad ended up getting me a job for one of his buddies in Northwood, where Dita works. Ended up working there for about a year.
Scott Yoder.
Yep.
I cleaned his house.
Yeah. So I ended up working there for about a year, maybe a little over a year, a little less. And I'm like, I need some benefits. I need a better paying job. I gotta, do something.
Yeah.
And still at this time, I'm still on probation. I can't not have a job because they're on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I said, when I first got out for the first month, I was dropping twice. Next month, I'm dropping once a week. Next month, I'm dropping once every 2 weeks, and then once a month.
Dude,
So,
but like you weren't even in jail for drugs. I don't get that.
That's what I'm saying.
They was just trying to put you back in jail for any reason.
Yeah. So it got to the point where they stopped dropping me because they seen that I was going to work. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm not getting no trouble. Like everything went back to the same way it was before I got locked.
It's just because you smoked weed probably at one point. It was on your paperwork.
Yep.
They're like, let's just make sure he doesn't smoke weed.
When they did my, they like interviewed me before, like how you say, like the psychological thing or something before you go. I told them I smoke, you know, for the stress, and it eases me, like makes me relax and calm down. So I'm pretty sure that's probably what.
Yeah, that's all in your record. So when they let you out, they don't want you to start doing drugs again or and you know, accidentally make a mistake or something. Because sometimes they blame the drug that for whatever you did, even though it had nothing to do with it. All right, so you're dropping, and then eventually
they stopped dropping me.
Okay.
So now I'm to the point where I just got to call my PO once a month. And that was for a couple years. I got off parole or probation March of this year. They let me off early. 3 years I did out of 5 years.
Oh, you did? Did you have to put in a motion?
Yep.
Yeah.
File for early term.
Yeah, so when you filed it, they go back and look, okay, he hasn't gotten in any trouble, he didn't do
anything. And I got
anything.
a recommendation from my PO.
Okay.
And his boss had no issue with it either. Because my restitution was paid off and all that's left was my court fines.
Yeah, and that's what we've been waiting for that to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Because we kept talking about it, but we're like, wait till you're completely off of everything, the papers and everything.
Yep, now I have nobody to answer to. I mean, except for my girl. But.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's it. Yeah, your wife, your kids, and God, and you know, whatever. Whatever you believe in.
Right. So now that's done. Now I'm just...
So what job did you end up getting? Okay, so when you left Sky Yoda?
When I left Sky Yoda, I remember I said I needed benefits. Need benefits.
Because you have kids and wife or a girlfriend and all that stuff.
So I ended up going to UPS. I seen an ad for UPS. They were hiring like $24 an hour, good benefits off rip, boom, boom. I go there, I do my, you know, my training and stuff. They're like, well, we're doing everybody $18 an hour. And no benefits till after, I don't know, a couple months. I did that for like 3 weeks. I'm like, I'm cool. Nope.
Were UPS?
Yeah.
Were you like loading trucks, unloading? So you're breaking down walls onto
falling on me.
Yeah.
It was, that's...
You're taking this little thing. I did this before.
It's on the conveyor.
Yeah.
You take it and throw it on the conveyor, everything.
Yeah.
1,000 pieces an hour, they say.
It'll be a little box that's heavy as hell. Like.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Dude, I did that before.
So, yeah, I was doing that, and it was hot.
Yeah, 90.
Hot in them trucks.
Yeah.
So.
Like.
Yeah, so I did that for a couple weeks. You know, never missed, always went.
Yeah.
Ended up just one day, like, I'm cool.
Yeah.
You know, my girl's dad ended up getting me a job at his job, you know, driving truck. And I've been there ever since, like, you know.
So, boy, you have a CDL and all that?
Nope.
Oh, it's like,
I don't need one.
Okay, class something else.
Yeah, it's just,
regular license.
Yeah, I don't need it. So, I've been there ever since, and, you know, life's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so you've been at this job, for
It was 2 years in March, end of March 30th.
And you get benefits and you get everything for your kids.
You know, I make good money. Okay. You know, it's just everything that I need for my family.
Yeah.
So it's really good.
Yeah.
You know, I got a good opportunity, and they hire felons, so I was happy about that. Because they did like an extensive background check, you know, of me, and you know, I had an interview and all this stuff, and they said everything was good. So.
Okay, and then like, did you get back into your, tell me a little bit about your softball, because I see you got, you got your own team. I know you've always had your own team, but tell me a little bit about like, how did you, after you got out of jail, what was the process of you starting a team again and getting back on the road?
So, I played ball since...
You were born. Since the day you were born, your dad gave you a bat, a glove, and a big ass fucking softball. I know that.
So I think I actually started playing like with my dad and them. I was probably like 13, 14. But I used to actually play basketball. Basketball was my thing. Like That was my go-to before I even played softball. I played baseball when I was younger.
Oh,
I tried
okay.
football, but I got tired of getting hit stick because I was so little. I didn't like it. So
Yeah, because you're skinny.
yeah, I used to get popped. But I started playing softball with my dad
And your brother.
and my brothers. You know.
Yeah, all your brothers.
Yep. Yeah. So when I started playing with him, I actually started to like it. You know, because I started off playing in leagues, you know, with him, just little leagues, you know. And then I actually started playing tournaments. I used to be real excited. Like, you know, Saturday come, Friday night, I have my jersey laid out, my pants, I'll be ready to play. Even though I have the chance of getting in, I'm not going to actually start, you know, because I'm just only 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
But I was just so excited to play because I could play with my brothers and my dad.
Yeah.
And I used to see them go to the park. Like, they, you know, they always had a good team. And everybody knew my dad when he went to the park.
Dude, that whole team has been legendary for years, ever since I was a little kid. When I was a little kid, I used to go to Oakdale with homeboys shirts on. So it's legend. It's like a legendary thing around here.
Even when he used to play back at Uncle Peo, they had the jersey. I still see it. It says Cuba on the front. Yeah, because they
united that stuff, and they all, man, that's been around since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
So legendary stuff around here.
Yeah. So he got me into it. You know, my brothers. You know, because I like hanging out with my brother Osei and my brother Cheese. You know, Cheese was older. He was already in the group playing ball. He was older.
Yeah, he's
my
older.
brother Osei. He was older, but I like hanging out with him.
Yeah,
you know,
and you guys were really close to age, the same age.
Yeah, he's like what, 16, 17 months older than me. But always been together.
Yeah.
You know, everywhere we went. You know, but I like hanging out with him. He liked playing ball, so I'm like, shit, I get to play ball with my brother. That's cool. It's a good time.
You looked up to him.
Yeah. So we were playing ball, and then when he passed away in 2010, it was tough. Like it was. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's just imagine being with someone every day of your entire life and then they're just gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was 17 years old. I was just, you know, I was still a kid.
Yeah.
You know, 2 weeks before my 18th birthday.
Yeah.
And he's just gone. And it's just like, man.
Yeah.
Like it was tough. And it's still tough.
It's still tough.
You know, dealing with that and then having my case come, you know, years after that. Like, because that stuff you never get over it. You know what I mean? You just learn to cope with it and keep pushing because you have to.
Yeah.
You know, you can be sitting around crying and, you know, beating yourself up and dwelling on it, but you look up and look outside and everybody's moving on with their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't sit around and be like that, especially if you have kids and a family. You know, sometimes it gets to me. It does. It just, you know. Of course. But I've learned ways to deal with it. You know what I mean? Like I used to just break down all the time, anytime. Think about it, I couldn't even say his name for a long time because it made me cry.
Yeah.
So, like, the ways I deal with it is just, you know, I just pray. And then, you know, I'll go to cemetery, clean up his plot, you know, flowers. And that's another thing I want to mention. When I was locked up, you know, my girl, my kids, they would go out there and do that for me.
They would?
Pull weeds, clean it up, make sure everything's ready, hang out. You know, my kids know when we go to the cemetery, they know exactly where my brother Stone is. They know where we're at. They know where to go. And that's because of my girl. She showed them.
Yeah.
You know, and that means a lot.
Yeah, and you do that to Carlos's and my grandma's and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Because, you know, the family, you know how Carlos was, you know, with us growing up. Like, he was always there. Like,
I know, man. I know you actually told me one day, you sent me a picture, we need to go buy some rocks, and we need to do this, and I'm going to go take care of it all. And I was like, man, that's crazy, man.
Because I know if the shoe was on the other foot, you know, he might not have went and did it. He probably would have paid somebody to go do it for him.
But he would have made sure
it was nice. It was clean. You know, and I figured he's right next to my brother. You know, basically we're all family. Yeah. You know, why not do them both? It's nothing, you know.
That's right. They were right next to each other.
Yeah. And it's just, I still remember sending you pictures like, what color should I get? Should I get? What flower should I get? You know. And,
that's awesome, Mito.
Yeah, and you know, that's just how it goes, you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep that hat right there forever, unless you bring me like a little plaque or something. But I might move it around, but it'll always be here. Yeah. I'm gonna leave Jose's hat there. And we can keep the hat, whatever.
Yeah, you can.
It'll always be there.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I want it. I've told you a long time ago. I wanted Jose on my podcast, so I'll make sure he stays there forever.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna wear this until whatever.
Yeah.
But that's my dude. You guys are like my little brothers, man.
Yes.
You
It
guys,
sucks, man. I mean,
you guys mean a lot to me, all you guys.
Yeah. I know you've been around forever.
Yeah, I feel like I've always wanted something for him on my podcast. It's just I wanted one of you guys to come on and bring it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to go buy something myself. I wanted you to come here and bring it and put it there in honor of him coming from you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm gonna leave it there forever. Unless, like I said, unless you give me like a little plaque or something. Where one day we'll make a little plaque and we'll hang it. Because it doesn't matter where I go. I want him to come with me.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, for sure.
I just want to make sure because I want to honor him forever. Yeah. He was the best, dude.
Yeah.
Dude was amazing, bro. He said, I used to lay down because I used to date your sister, right? So I used to lay there like I would be laying in the bed. You and him, both of you, but we're talking about him. You guys would jump on me, try to rip the blanket off me. Like I've known you guys since you guys were little ass kids, man. So to me, it's just like.
Yeah.
So hard, dude.
Yeah, it's tough, man. But you know the memories and stuff. That's how you right because you miss him like crazy, but you guys always got him around you. Yeah, and that's why you see my tattoos. Everything is him. You know, it's everything. People always ask, and I said this is all.
That Raiders, that whole arm is all about him.
Yeah, the Raiders, the Yankee sign is a portrait of him. His car.
That's his car?
Yeah, the 64 right here.
Oh, okay.
The gates to heaven.
Yeah.
The JR6, that's what we put on our jerseys, Jose Ramirez, number 6.
Yeah.
And then I got his kids tattooed all around here. On this side of my chest, I got a softball right here. It says Team Jose, that's our team, And then like everything else with our team, it's just all our people that that's not here anymore. Like my buddy Rex, he passed away. He was one of the Team Jose members. We throw the memorial tournament. He ran with us all the time. Dom Vasquez, he passed away recently. Great kid, great person. We weren't like best friends, but on the ball field we were real cool.
Yeah.
And then my buddy Silas, the one I mentioned when I got out of jail.
Yeah.
And then I got Carlos. You see Carlos right here, number 4.
Yeah, that's my cousin, Big Los.
Yeah, Big Los. And then Dewey, my nephew Dewey.
Oh, yeah, Dewey's light. I want to get Dewey's light in here, too. I want to put like a little light and just put like Dewey's light.
Yeah, he's a great kid, man.
Yeah.
That was like my nephew, to be honest. His dad is my daughter's godfather.
For real?
Yeah.
Well,
and then
we got to make that happen then.
My buddy Burrow right here. He wasn't part of Team Jose, but we played ball together for a long time. His cousins, Jason, good friends of mine. Like I've known them for a while.
So on your team, you honor all of them on all the sleeves?
They're on our sleeves. They're on the sweater.
Damn, that's dope.
And our team named Team Jose. That's
Team Jose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So.
And everybody wears number 6 or just you?
No, just me.
Okay.
But when we do the memorial tournament, everybody wears number 6.
Damn.
For him.
And you guys put a big picture of him.
Yeah, we have pictures and stuff, and I got my cornhole boards, with pictures of him on it, and I got pictures in my house. Cause
you got to keep him alive, right? Yeah. Keep him alive.
Everybody knows when you say Team Jose, everybody knows.
Everybody knows.
We might not be number 1 team in the world, but we're definitely no slouches.
No, you guys are good.
We come to play and it's respect. They know what we're about. We show respect, and it's an honor of my brother.
Yeah.
So that's another good thing. That's why
So you started this. You started this on in memory of your brother. Because Homeboys is like your dad's team.
Homeboys is my dad.
And then you started your own Team Jose to honor your brother.
Me and my buddy Freddie.
Okay,
Freddie
you
Flores.
and Freddie Flores.
Yeah, another one good friend of ours. Basically like my brother, to be honest, because he knew Jose too. He started off playing when we played. He probably started before us when me and Jose started playing. Always been around, always one of my best friends. But me and him, this is, this us. And it's one of the greatest things ever, because it's going to be around for a while.
Forever.
You know what I'm saying? And I see people with the jerseys and the shirts, and then when we had the memorial tournament, we only buy the shirts exclusively for the team because we want it to be special. Not everybody can have one. If you're part of the team, they know, you played on that team, So we do stuff like that. And then
like limited edition.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
dope.
then we don't just pick up anybody sometimes, Like in the real core of the team is the same main guys.
It's a solid ass team.
Yeah.
You guys be playing some good baseball.
Yeah.
I remember going to one of your remember going to one of your tournaments, and it was Team Jose versus every man, and you guys just like won the whole tournament.
Yeah. We play a lot, man. We play a lot, like, but at the end of the day, it's just softball to us. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, our core guys, we're more than just softball. It's more like a family. We're all real good friends. Our kids hang out with each other. We hang out with each other outside of ball. And we might go play ball. We might lose. We might win. But we're not falling out over this. It's just softball.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, we're more like a family.
Yeah.
And that's how it's supposed to be. Like when my brother's team is supposed to be family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just the main reason why I started the team, just to keep his memory alive. Well, me and Freddie started the team to keep his memory alive some way, somehow.
Yeah,
and everybody knows he played ball.
That's great, man. That's awesome. And you guys do a yearly tournament for him?
We used to. We got up to like 12 years, and then when I got locked up, I don't think I did one the next year and the year after that. But I might do one this year.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. I'm planning on it, but we'll see.
It'll come back. Even if it's not this year, it's going to come back.
Yeah, I'm on the verge of retiring. I'm about to have my 4th baby.
Oh, yeah.
So it's...
So
been a long
did
time.
you have a bit? I thought you had it. You just
well, my daughter will be 2 on the 19th, and then I just found out I'm having another daughter. So this might be it for me.
So your girl's pregnant. Okay.
I'm not. How you say? I'm gonna retire. When I say retire, I'm not gonna commit to a team like to play all the weekends and stuff like that. I'm gonna play probably sometimes, but I'm gonna sit back. It's time to be. My kids is their time to play now because they're starting to get of age.
Yeah, and then you can start coaching them and like get involved more into their stuff, and because you can become a good baseball coach, softball, t-ball coach, whatever, and that's what you should do. Like help them.
It had a good run, man. I've been playing 18 years, 19 years now. Yeah. So I play a lot of ball. Yeah. And I've been to a lot of places. I met a lot of good people.
Yeah. And maybe if you step away, you could probably run a couple tournaments here and there, and just like set it all up, or run a memory like his memorial tournament again. Because like that, you won't have all this whole league that you got to do, but you can just run a tournament. A lot of teams that'll go get in it like this. Probably.
Yeah, a lot of teams want to play, just because of us, and what the cause is for my brother and stuff. So that's real cool too. A lot of people show respect to us and the team, and we show them, the same respect back. Yeah. So it's real good. Like we did, me and Freddie, and and our team, we did real good with with the softball community as far as our team and stuff. So
absolutely. So I wanted to ask you, I believe that everything in life happens for you to learn a lesson, and like what did you get from all of this stuff? Like not the softball thing, or not your brother or the softball thing. I'm saying about the what happened to you. Like what was the biggest lesson that you learned that you implemented into your life to create this new version of you? Even though it wasn't like you did this on purpose, or it was just something that you went through to teach you something.
Right. I say the biggest lesson I've learned. It's just jail somewhere I don't want to be. It's not that I'm afraid of jail. It's just a waste of time, And then it made me start to sit back and realize what's important and what's not really that important, Because when I got locked up, people say, yeah, I got you. I'll be there. But when you say, hey, man, what's up? They're nowhere to be found. You know what I mean? Yeah. The ones who are really there showed me, even though I was there for that little bit short of time, they were there every step of the way, some way, somehow. Even people I haven't talked to in a long time, people who I barely talked to, they stepped up more than the people I hung out. Well, I wouldn't say hung out, but spoke to on a daily basis, every other, more frequently. And I stepped back from them people, and they feel like, oh, well, you've changed, you've been acting different. It's because where were you at when I was locked up?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You were supposed to be there. You were supposed to be one of the
First
people,
ones.
Yeah. And where were you? You know, there's no excuse for it. I'm not saying financially. I'm just saying, why didn't you go pull up to my house and check on my kids? Why don't you go see my lady, be like, hey, I know you're over here dealing with the kids. Let me watch them for a few hours. Go get some free time. Go get your nails done. Go to the grocery store. Go, you know, whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people did, you know. But not everybody did that who was supposed to do that.
Yeah, because you got to focus on your family now, you know?
And
so
now,
you cut a lot of those people out of your life, right?
Yeah, I cut a lot of people out, and I distance myself a lot, and I changed the way I deal with people. You know, my main focus is my family. When I say my family, you know, my lady and my kids, I still have my family, but this is my family.
Yes, the family you created. Yeah.
And they come before everybody.
Everybody.
You know, my parents, my brothers, my sisters, like, you know, they're before everybody.
Yeah. And if you have to, and if, in the, I read this thing where Jesus said, if it's a parable, but it means something. If your arm leads you to sin, cut off your arm, or something like that. If your eye leads you to sin, gouge out your eye. It's basically saying, if a person's leading you the wrong way, cut them completely, sever them completely away from your life, so you can focus on your wife. And there's another thing in the Bible. It says that when a man meets his wife or his girlfriend or whatever, he has to like basically not give up on his family, but like move like away from his mom and dad and kind of put her first before anybody. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I feel like if you're interfering with my peace and what I got going on at home, then I don't need to be around you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people sometimes say, well, they think they're better than us, and you know, this and that, but that's not the case. We're just on a different path. We know better. We're not into that old life anymore. The same place that you guys are for the past 5-10 years. You're not advancing and moving forward and trying to better yourself. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because by no means I'm not better than anybody.
No.
You know, I was down in the dumps. I never had shit. You know, when I was going through my case, I was fighting my way back. I was struggling.
You were paying all this.
Yeah, as a kid, I had everything. My dad gave me everything. You know?
Yeah.
So, but when I got older, it took me a while to get the ball rolling and actually get in the groove of things and start taking care of myself.
Of course.
And then finally, when I got my own stuff and started doing better for myself, some people be like, hey, well, they're acting different. They think they're better. But where were you guys saying this stuff when I had nothing? No, I just went and got it on my own. You know what I'm saying? Now me and my family are set. We're cool. We're in a good place. You know what I'm saying? We both do our part, me and my lady. Sometimes she got more than me. Sometimes I got more than her. But at the end of the day, it's us together.
Yeah.
And that matters more to me than relationships with other people.
Yeah, that's going to save your life from okay, so I was going to say that's going to save your life from, you know, making stupid mistakes. But I was going to say, how about staying away from environments and places that maybe you shouldn't be into? Did you change that, or do you still go out with your friends and stuff like that?
Yeah. I mean, now that I'm older and I got kids, I mean, I never really was a drinker and going out and party. I would go out to the clubs, you know. I'd go to the bar. But now, if I go out somewhere, it's for a special occasion. If I go have a drink, I'm not drinking. I might have just a little bit of beer. No liquor. I don't smoke. No nothing. I still hang out with my friends who smoke, my friends who drink. But to be around them and see them do that, it don't make me want to do it. You know, because I know that's not me.
You got your head on straight.
I know what I want to do and what I don't want to do. You can't peer pressure me into nothing. So I've been in the bar 1,000 times. I'm here, give me a drink. You want a drink? You want a drink? No, I'm cool. You know, buy me some food. I'm hungry. Give me some food. You know, but I still see some people in the same place. Some people moving forward. If I see you acting up, I'm gonna tell you, hey man, you know, you don't be doing that. You should get your shit straight. You know, because this might happen or this might happen. But it's just when I feel a bad vibe, or if I see something going on that I don't want to be around, I'll just get up and go. or if I know something's possibly going to happen somewhere, I just won't go at all.
Yeah.
You know, and I try to tell, you know, like my nephews and, you know, my little cousins and even their friends, I call them the Neffs. Hey, man, you know, they say, oh, Mito's preaching again. Mito's preaching. I'm not preaching, man. I'm just trying to tell you that's not where you want to go.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, how do you say? They take it as criticism.
Yeah, you're trying to guide them the right way.
Stuff, but the way I come off, that's just how I am. And sometimes I keep it real. Sometimes I keep it too real. And sometimes I do talk shit, you know, just get under their skin, but that's just me. But some of them listen and some don't. And when they start to listen, they start to realize, like, damn, he was right. He was right. And then some just be like, man, I ain't got to listen to you, you're just another person.
Yeah.
But they always show me respect, and I show them respect. You know, it's just a mutual thing. But I just wish they would all listen. Everybody I speak to like that. Like,
me too,
you
man.
know, like, man, like, don't do that, you know. But you can't. People have to learn on their own. Like me, I tell them, you don't got to touch that stove and know it's hot.
Yeah.
Like,
they don't got to go to jail. Well, they can learn from us.
Yeah.
I say that it makes me so sad when a young kid from our neighborhood dead or goes to jail, dude. Especially now because I'm older and I'm trying to become a better role model for the community. And I know you are too.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, man, we already been through it. Why would you want to even miss out on anything?
Yeah.
It's so horrible in there. And it's not that I'm scared of prison. It's just like, why did I wasted 3 years in there? And it was just like, I could have been 3 years out here doing something. That's why when I got out, dude, I just started my business, my podcast. I never stopped, dude.
Yeah. Well, because when you sit in there, you got time to think. You got all the time in the world. You know, you come up with a plan and you come out and execute, and that's good.
Yeah.
Not everybody thinks like that though. Everybody goes. Some people go to jail and be like, I'm about to get out and do this, this, and that. And they go right back. Like, for what? You were just there. Now you're crying while I'm back in here. Why ain't they answering the phone? I know. Why is this guy messing with my girl over here? You didn't have to worry about none of that if you would have just changed the way you was moving. You know? And I try to get people to realize that, but not everybody thinks like that. You know, I think about a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I know people are smarter than they actually act. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know better. You know better. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And sometimes people are just careless and they don't care.
To try to follow something or try to do what other people do. And then they know they shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is you and your family and everything you're doing for them. Forget everybody else's opinion of you. Forget about what people think. Like, that don't mean nothing. People are going to talk about you no matter what. Whether you're doing good, whether you're doing bad. You do for them, you do for this person. Somebody's always going to criticize you.
Yeah.
And give you a bad review. And some people are always going to give you a good review. That's just how it works.
Yeah, and I noticed that when I lost a lot of weight, because people always used to say, oh, you're getting fat, right? And then I started losing a bunch of weight and working out, and people were like, dude, you're getting too skinny. You're looking sick.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, so people criticize me here and they criticize me here.
Yeah.
So it's like, who cares about people?
Yeah.
Just focus on yourself and becoming the best version of yourself, right?
Yeah, like me, I don't care, man. I would say anything at any point in time to anybody, and people be like, oh, you're a fucking asshole and this and that. But I don't care, because at least I know I'm keeping it real with you. And I get to tell you what I feel and how I'm saying it to you. I hope you take it as me trying to look out for you, not versus me talking shit to you and, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it just sucks sometimes. But I'm just gonna keep it real with you all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. And being in jail like that, when you're dealing with people in there, you gotta watch it. Because some people are real, some people are fake, some people try to get over on you, they play your friend, and you gotta be able to judge people's character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Off of just by talking to them, the way they move, the way they act, how they are to other people. And me, I just learned to keep it real with everybody. And I think that's why a lot of people got along with me when I was locked up.
Yeah, that's probably why you did good and you didn't really have any altercations or anything like that. So so you got like your story is it's crazy, but it's amazing and it's beautiful at the same time. Have you ever thought about like going to like maybe going or going to these schools around here and just telling people like, look, man, don't make mistakes, don't hang out with the wrong people, or because every time you post something, I do read everything, and then you always give like some good motivational stuff, but you don't really post that much, and you don't really do social media that much. But I think social media needs more of us to start talking about stuff and guiding these kids the right way. Or if you don't want to do social media, I would like you to start going to schools and like teaching these kids like, look, man, if we just make one little mistake, we could lose, like, you basically lost like about 8 years of your life from moving on, because you had all this stuff hovering over you, and then you went to jail. So, like, have you ever thought about anything like that?
Well, one of my buddies, he does, it's kind of like a Scared Straight program. He's asked me multiple times, but I've never had time to do it, you know, and I got to find time to do it because I want to do something like that, you know. I don't know about like going to schools. I mean, I will, but I just never actually look for the opportunity.
Yeah, well, you can start with something like that.
But yeah, like that Scared Straight program, like it's the same thing, you know. It's like basically like a boot camp.
Yeah.
But, you know, I thought about doing it and, you know, going there and telling the story and, you know, not necessarily scare the kids, but just let them know what I went through and what can possibly happen to them. Yeah. Because a lot of kids do play with guns. And when you play with guns, it's a totally different ball game, you know, than selling drugs and, you know, stealing and rob. It's different. It's a lot different. Yeah,
and just having a gun on you, if it's not like registered, that's like 5-some years, right? Or isn't like just having a gun is like you get caught with like, let's say you get pulled over and you're not supposed to have that gun.
Under disability.
Yeah, there's like a 5-year thing. I don't know, but there's a thing. Time. Yeah, you can get time. It don't matter if you shoot people or nothing. Like if they catch you with a gun, like, and it's not legally yours with the CCW and all that. Yeah, you can go to jail. I'd be like, feel like this.
Or if it's a dirty gun or something.
Or they might have a body on it, or somebody got shot.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough, but I mean, like I said, nowadays everybody carries a gun. Old, young, it don't matter. You know, kids are getting younger and younger shooting each other. Yeah. Shooting at, you know.
And then what do you say about that? Everyone's carrying a gun, so be careful who you mess with. Be careful how you like step to people, because at any moment somebody could just shoot you. Yeah. Like a road rage or something like that.
You just gotta watch how you move, you know, and watch where you basically go, you know. But it's not everywhere is like that. You know, you can go places and not have to worry about anything. But some places you have to just watch it. Yeah. You know, no matter where you go, anybody can have a gun. You can go to school, you can go in a church, you can go anywhere and somebody can have a gun. They can have it anywhere. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's tough.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, just gotta be careful, like how you treat people at all times, because you never know who has a gun.
Right, and it sucks. It's tough. It's real tough. Because if you don't have one, you know, and they got one, now what? Yeah. Or if you got one and you're not supposed to have one, now what? It's tough. That's why I said when you play with guns, it's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah. So you lost all them rights?
I lost everything.
Yeah.
I can't be around guns. I can't go to shooting range. Yeah. I can't do nothing. I don't even want to touch a knife. Yeah. Like, nothing. Because I can't risk it again. Yeah. I can't.
You'll never be able to have a CCW and all that because of felony. No. Or did you end up getting a felony, right?
Yeah, felony 3. Yeah. But I think it can get expunged.
Yeah, one day.
So often.
Yeah.
But even then, like, I don't want any more guns on me.
Yeah, you don't need that shit. No. You're not that type of person to even have that. Yeah. And then that puts you in a situation where you have to stand up for yourself, and then you just happen to have that there. And
but what if I didn't have the gun?
Yeah, you could have been dead.
Yeah, that's why I said it's a lose-lose when you're playing with guns.
There's no winning, huh?
No. And like I said, if you can read my case and you can read all the files and everything on it, and everything will point in the right direction, like he did everything right. And then still look what happened. You know, even though, you know, the guy passed and I feel like I was wrong for killing the guy, but in the law's eyes, I was wrong, but in everybody else's eyes, I was right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's tough. Yeah. It's tough.
Especially for all of your friends and your family. We all, for sure, I always thought like you were standing up for yourself. I was like, Ramiro would never shot somebody that wasn't putting him under some life threat.
Yeah.
I know you. I know you since you were a little kid. You're not that type of person. When I heard that, that was like devastating. And I know that all of us, every single person that knows you, couldn't believe that. You know what I mean? That you would have done that with some kind of like malice, or you put yourself in that. No. We all automatically, I knew that someone had to threaten you with like some kind of where you're gonna actually do that for sure. I knew that for 100%, and I think it will be very important to now that you're getting older, and you know what I mean. You got it's like a like a very important story that you got, and you could help a lot of young kids here. And I think you should do that now that you know what I'm saying. Your kids are now your kids are getting older, but you might be quitting. You might be retiring soon from softball and all that kind of stuff. So you might get more time to do certain things like that.
Yeah, I would be open to it. If the opportunity presented itself, but who knows? I'm never opposed to helping somebody.
Yeah.
Even on the street, I help people like. If I'm at a stop sign, somebody need a couple of dollars on, you gotta,
I do that too.
But it's crazy. Like so much have changed since I was a kid. Like I used to go everywhere, walk all around the east side, never had to worry about nothing. Not any guns anyway. Like somebody might try to fight you or something, but nothing crazy. Now my kids can't go anywhere. Like I wouldn't let them. If they play outside, you gotta play in the backyard.
Yeah. It's scary out here, man. Yeah. So what have you been up to lately? Just working, family?
Just work, kids, play ball here and there. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. Did you want to say anything else to anybody, or did you want to, you know what I mean? You just told you basically the whole story. Have you ever sat down and told the whole story to somebody like this?
Nope.
Is there more to the story that we need to know?
No, I don't think so. I mean, there's some details that I left out, but nothing really important. Yeah. I just hit all the main focus points and stuff.
Yeah, there's some stuff that you probably could have went deeper into every little thing.
Yeah.
But we don't need to do that. I just wanted you to be able to tell me the story, so I wouldn't ever think that just, this is what someone told me, this is what happened to me though, because the way I got it wasn't exactly what you said. You know what I mean? So yeah. So is there anything you want to say to your friends and your family for, helping you or whatever throughout this whole thing or anything?
Yeah, just thank you, because without them, it would have been a lot harder. And if I didn't have, my family, my support system, I could have got that 10 to 14 years if I didn't have money to pay for my lawyer, I could have got a public defender who really didn't care. And it could have been a whole nother way.
Yeah.
And like my girl, like I said, without her, it would have been tough.
Yeah.
Like I said, she never missed a visit. Never. Not one time.
That's good.
And she took care of my kids, like, I don't know, better than maybe I could have. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's my kids. You ask anybody, my kids come before anybody, including me and her.
Yeah.
So... But that's
you got that from your dad.
Yeah, my dad always kept us tight.
Your dad put you guys in front of everybody.
Yep. So that's just it, man. I mean, my friends, they know who they are. The ones who helped me. It's just, I'm not gonna mention them all. It's a lot of them.
It's too many.
Family. But it's just without them, it would have been a lot more tough, for real.
Yeah.
So.
Man, that's a crazy story, Mito. Thank you so much for sitting down with me, Mito. This is my 100th episode, and I really appreciate it because I feel like I've been wanting to have, I always thought, who am I going to have? And, I think it's just God sent that your case is completely over, and I created this podcast, and we get to sit down and you get to let it off all your chest. So everybody knows your side of the story, not what the news are saying, not what these people are saying, not what these prosecutors are saying, but how you feel and your side of the story 100%. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah,
and everything is true. You can fact check it. Just Google it. Everything is there.
Yeah.
So it's a great feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations on getting all that stuff over with. And looking forward to the rest of your life, brother. You got a beautiful girl, you got beautiful kids, you're gonna have a new kid, right? So and how old are you, Mito?
31.
You're 31. You got so much life, and the knowledge you have right now, like I wish I would have known when I was 31, because I'm 44 years old now, and I'm just now learning how to become a man, how to become a real husband, how to become a leader, you know what I mean, in my community. So I think that you're ahead of the game, and you have all this stuff, and maybe like all this stuff is some kind of like lesson that you needed to learn to teach or to help or something, and God has a plan for all of us, you know what I mean? And maybe, I don't know if you believe in God or not, but the universe has a plan for all of us. Whatever you believe in, there's a plan for all of us in this world. And that's why, like I told you, when you went to prison, Esteban was there. When you did this guy was there. Your girl, like there's someone that's helping you in every step of the way, because there's a plan for us. We don't know what it is yet, but there's a plan for all of us, all right?
Right.
Thank you so much, brother.
All right.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching episode 100 of Big Yogi'Z Garage with Ramiro. And make sure you subscribe, you share, like, comment, give us whatever, write down something. Let go and let God. I love you guys. Let's go.